Smoking.
Welcome to Smoking Hot Takes. It's Takes on August 22nd. Thank you all for joining us. And it's Tuesday. We're recording sooner than last time when we did it on Thursday. People wanted it. They got it. I'm here today with Coop.
Yo, what's up?
And then we got to fill in K-Dog, bark bark, woof woof. He's out. He's not in the backyard no more. And we got a replacement. Yeah, we got a replacement. CDubs here.
K-Dog, you got replaced, brother.
Oh.
The new king is in town, baby.
Wow.
No, I'm kidding. Thanks for having me, fellas.
He's going to be devastated.
What do you go by?
CDubs.
CDubs/sumo.
Yeah, not sumo. I was like sumo, dude.
I mean, look, if I was bigger, maybe sumo would make sense, but...
I think it makes sense because you're not bigger. You know what I mean? Usually they play on, like...
That's how it originated.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Well, thanks for joining us, folks. You can follow us on Spotify. Give us a follow if you're enjoying the pod. It gives you updated and notified when we drop a new episode. Yeah. Instead of us having, to
spam our group chats.
Spam our group chats. Yeah, we don't want to bother y'all. So give it a follow. While you're there, you can also leave a review. Give a 5-star review, 4-star review. Anything else? Forget what I was saying for the last 10 seconds.
Yeah, we got dropped down.
So we gotta get those ratings up. So if you love it, give us a 5-star. Give us a review. Also, I've been dropping a poll on the last couple episodes where you can...
I voted. Did you vote?
I did not vote, but I'm going to go vote right now because I'm a good listener.
Get to the polls and vote, people. It's important.
What did Hillary Clinton say? Go Pokemon to the polls.
Pokemon go to the polls.
Oof.
Yeah, but good times. Go down. You can vote. Typically, I think we did one for who has the best and then who has the hottest.
Oh,
so
I thought they were the same thing.
Well, maybe we'll stick to the hottest. I feel like that's true to the theme of the pod.
I think hottest. Who are the smokingest hot?
The smokingest, hottingest.
Yeah, who took the medal?
Yeah. So then maybe they'll be fun to keep track of, over the season who got it.
It's like a smoking cigar.
Oh.
Golden cigar hanging across your chest.
Does Kyle have it right now? Is that why?
He's got 2. They're clanging together.
Yeah, he won our internal vote for last week. And I think he's winning. Yeah. No, I think Coop's got one win on the first app, and I think K-Dog's got the second. So it's 1-1. Apparently, I'm fucking stone cold.
You got the.
That's brutal.
Takes, bro. Come on.
That's a brutal beat.
The soundboard.
You gotta get those hotter, bro.
We got the soundboard.
That's awesome.
But yeah, and then last thing before we get started today. Discord on the horizon where we'll be posting our takes.
Yeah. Maybe a Twitter too.
Maybe a Twitter, yeah.
X, sorry.
Maybe an Instagram with, our hottest takes.
Elon?
And we're gonna put that together so that people can also maybe put the takes in. You let us know what you think.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah, to get some
follow along in our rankings of things throughout the year.
Ask us questions as well for our hot takes.
What are you doing? You're a guest today. Get out of here. You can't replace K-Dog.
He's more seasoned pro than us. But yeah, we got a good episode. So we're going to be talking today our top 10 wide receiver cores. So that's, the grouping of wide receivers per team. We got our top 10. Top three.
When I think about it, it's like those top 3 receivers.
Top 3.
In that receiving core. I mean, that's kind of how it's in the team makeup. You got your wide receiver 1, the alpha. Yep. Stuff like that. I don't need to get into it.
Yeah.
But you got your 3 dogs.
We know what you're saying. You got the dogs. Your 3 top dogs. And then after that, we're going to talk through our top 10.
Wide receiver 4 creeping in here.
But... Well, that breaks your own rules.
I know. Sorry.
It's Coop's world, and he's just pooping in it.
That's right. Coop pooping.
Yeah, then we got our top 10 offensive rookies. Which will be fun to talk about. It might be a little bit of a sneak peek into what our offensive rookie of the year looks like, but
that's true.
Things could change up when we do that episode, which is probably next time. And then lastly, we're gonna do a little hot plays for bets on Week 1 NFL matches. So we'll give you our
CDubs got that.
CDubs got some good ones. I think Coop's got maybe a poop take.
Maybe.
And I got a few that I might offer out to the people.
Get ready to win some coin, ladies and gentlemen.
He's confident.
This is financial advice.
Okay, I think illegally you had to say it. So,
just kidding.
I don't have
just
a
kidding.
Soundboard button for that one.
Just kidding. And real quickly before we jump into our top 10 wide receiver cores, can we just talk about that Seahawks dub over the boys this past
You
weekend.
can't really celebrate it without K-Dog here.
Well, that's what I'm doing it to rub into his face.
Please do it. Do it.
Well, I can't talk.
That hit.
Damn. Dude, imagine supporting a bum team like the Cowboys.
Wow, we got another homer on the pod.
What do you mean, man? I'm a Jags fan.
You heard it here first.
The Shmokers need some diversity. We can't have all Seahawks
I
homers.
know. Well,
Tough.
when you live in God's country.
God's
You're a Seahawks fan,
country.
baby.
What's that, Blake Shelton? Isn't that a Blake Shelton song?
Yeah.
All right, let's go. Let's go to our top 10 wide receiver cores.
Oh,
CDubs. CDubs is the guest, so he should go
we'll
first.
Let's start at 10. We're just gonna go each year.
And we can discuss if you have him if you have a take similar to Coop, we can discuss it all at once.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna start by saying how I made my order was
I feel like we all need to talk about this.
So basically, how I approached this was if there was an alpha receiver on a good team, like a Devontae Adams,
Yep.
or a Stephon Diggs.
Yep.
To me, it was really hard to rate people like that.
Yeah.
But if we're talking cores, that implies multiple. So we have to take into account at least 2 to 3 wide receivers.
Yeah.
So for my honorable mention, I have the Bills. I did not put the Bills on my list. That might be a hot take, but I'm going to put my meat on the table and say Gabe Davis is a bum.
Babe Davis.
So, okay.
Gabe Davis
I challenge you, either of you, or any of the listeners, to tell me what Gabe Davis has done outside of the playoff game against the Chiefs, where he had like 4 touchdowns, 220 yards. I'll tip my cap.
Yep.
Or like the 99-yard touchdown catch he had last year.
Yep.
What'd he do?
That was his second year. He's only 24.
And?
Wide receivers get better.
But we're ranking cores right now. So
you got to do it with a projection. It's like, where do you project?
No.
Gabe Davis?
I think he's a bum. I don't think he's going to be good at all.
Moments, you don't think he can be a little more
Yeah,
consistent?
I've had moments on the flag football field. I'm not out there in the NFL though.
Well, that's different.
I know. But
Obviously a different caliber, but
I'm going to put my meat on the table too.
okay.
And say I don't have the Bills in my top 10 either.
All right, I gotta say something.
Yeah.
I don't either.
Okay, so we're all on the same wavelength, but yeah.
Wow, in this room, huh? We're as cold as
Like yeah, it hurt to do that because I love Stephon Diggs, but one person cannot just carry like a core.
Right. That's part of my rationale too.
I'm not going to lie. They did not even make like my top 12. Like they weren't even in consideration for this list. So
I don't know.
Okay.
You gotta give them their due though.
I mean,
Yeah.
that's
You
just.
still have a third guy too.
And that's the hard thing. I feel like I rated mine off of like the top 2, not the top 3. So mine might be a little bit different than you guys.
Okay, I considered it all, but some of them. So a little bit more of my rationale. It was harder to rank like when teams had 2 alpha, like 1A, 1B.
Yes.
Because it's like, is that worth more than a 1A, 2, and a?
I hear what you're saying.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
So that was tough. There's definitely some mixing and matching up top where something that did, outweigh that. So
Yeah, for me, I did it by overall value of the wide receiver core, like the sum of the individual player on each team. And so,
that's good.
You probably see there are some teams I have, spoiler alert, that have only 2 guys, but they're ahead of teams with 3 because I find that the 2 at that one team is better than the sum of that total 3. So that's all I get. That's what I got. So
I think that's a consensus here.
Speaking of teams with 2 wide receivers, I'm gonna jump right in and go to my number 10.
Let's go.
I will also say honorable mention Chargers. Didn't put him in there.
Whoa!
Didn't put him in there.
Okay,
That's hot.
Did not.
He came in this room hot.
My number 10 team. I'm going the 49ers.
Oh,
I'm going Ayuk and Debo. This was tough.
And who?
And Debo
Who comes
Samuel.
after Debo?
I don't care. So again, I'm gonna lean into Prophet Jay's line of thinking here, right? Debo is not necessarily like the best route runner out there, but in terms of his importance to the team, that guy's vital. Like the amount of times I've seen that guy get the ball and just like shed 4 or 5 tackles on a run is
hard to bring
nuts.
down.
And I think Ayuk is sneaky. If I were a betting man, which I am, I would say that Ayuk is gonna break out this year.
Okay,
Incredibly high. Yeah, but Ayuk has more talent than, going back to what I just said, Gabe Davis. Ayuk is way more naturally gifted and is a better route runner than Gabe Davis.
Is he better than Diggs?
No.
Okay.
But
Is Debo better than Diggs?
I would say no, but I would say those two combined, to me are better than Diggs plus Davis.
I'm on that. Same train of thought. Yeah,
I just don't think Samuel. He's not a. When he was a running back / receiver, that's when he did all of his damage. When he was last year, when he was converted, or they just used him as a wide receiver.
But even
very good,
even the year he was a running back, though, he still had like 1,200 yards receiving. So I mean, he wasn't just a running back.
Too, though. That's like all that trick shit. Yeah. I don't know why they didn't use that again.
I still think he's more valued than if you combine those two, I still think they're more valuable than the other two. That's my 10. Hey, they're my 10. It's not like they're high on my list, right? I could put them 1, and that would be suicidal. But
wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Originally, they were in there.
I like CDubs' train of thought. I'm on board with that. They are coming up for me. They're on my list.
Are they close?
Semi-close.
Oh, they're higher than 10.
They're higher than 10. Yeah, I mean, I agree. I like the Niners this year. I mean, I think Debo is constantly improving. I think I'm similar to Ayuk, where he's shown a lot of good things in his routes and his ability on the field, and so we're going to see a lot more of that. And
you're talking Ayuk, though.
Wasn't Dante Pettis on this team?
A long time. I think he's on the Bears. They got the Bears now.
They got the dog effect from him now, so we'll be fine.
You saying it rubbed off on him?
Yeah, he gave him the dog.
They're the Niners. Okay.
I mean, even as a Seahawks homer, I still you got to respect that.
I'll jump into my 10 since it's. I don't know where you probably didn't even sniff these guys. The Steelers.
No, I did not sniff.
You're damn right I didn't sniff them.
Really?
Poop.
I did not.
It's because it's smelly. It smells like shit.
Explain.
Okay, you got Deontay Johnson. He finished what,
no touchdowns.
2 years ago. Shut the 2 years ago, he finished like a top 5 receiver.
Yeah, he did. Yeah. He did.
Did he? I don't.
Next year,
he was a baller.
It was the COVID year.
Who was he playing with? Mitch Trubisky.
Our Lord and Savior,
wasn't
Kenny
Pickett.
Pickett.
Roethlisberger's last year?
It was.
When he got the.
But I also feel like Roethlisberger's last year was like 8 years ago because he had like a noodle arm for the last 4 years of his career.
Yeah, that's true.
Kenny Pickett, though, he looks pretty good. Preseason, I watched
Sneaky
him.
good.
He looks pretty good. That's why
good.
I did take into consideration the quarterback that they have, that these teams have. I mean, and then you got Pickens, second year, a lot of breakouts happening second year. I'm projecting a lot here. And then their third wide receiver, I might have him on my fantasy team as like a sleep dynasty.
What is his name?
Calvin Austin. He's like the fastest.
Is that the guy you sent to me in the fantasy trade today for Jalen Waddle?
Calvin Austin, or it's Allen Robinson. We saw Allen Robinson.
Allen Robinson is on the Steelers now?
Yeah, he is.
Oh, dear God.
They never threw the guy the ball. He did. I actually watched a lot go through his hands. But Calvin Austin as a third, he looks. Just look him up.
Oh man.
I got them at 10 because I think they got 2 dogs, Deontay Pickens with their quarterback, and then they got a sneaky third guy.
So just to talk about kind of our previous idea of how we built these lists, you got Pickett and Johnson.
Pickens.
Sorry.
Better
over than Diggs and Gabe Davis.
Yeah.
Gabe Davis, you do.
And the third guy. I consider the third guy too, though. I mean, who's the Bills have who? Like Shakir?
Yeah.
Khalil Shakir. Hey, he's good.
I think
he's decent.
I've seen how Austin.
I mean, it's more their tight end on the Bills than it is a receiver, which I know. That's what I'm saying.
We consider Steelers too tight end, which we're not. But Freiermuth, I mean, he's supposed to have a big year.
Yeah.
So. But we're not. That's just why I got him at 10. So
okay.
I think it's fair.
All right.
Over what I saw below them.
Okay.
That's just where I like them.
But you snubbed the Niners.
I did.
You snubbed the Bills. So you got some good ones coming up then.
I got some great ones coming.
All right.
Tasty.
All right. So
I mean, this is smoking hot takes. You gotta.
I like it. I like it.
And speaking of
some crazy stuff.
And speaking of smoking hot takes, I got one that's gonna blow y'all's mind. You guys are gonna call me a fool. I might be a fool for this, but I kind of like it this year.
Okay.
It's the Denver Broncos.
The table just went on fire.
All right.
I don't hate it though.
I
I really don't hate it.
That's right up there with my.
I don't hate it.
You can't be.
Think about last year when Russell Wilson went to the Broncos. I mean, think about the fantasy football ADP of all those damn wide receivers. Shot through the roof. I know. They got 3 good dudes Although, who was the one that just Tim Patrick? Did he just get hurt?
Yeah.
I'm worried. I like the top 2. That's the thing. Even without the third.
He's a top 2er, man.
But Judy is a great wide receiver. What?
The fact that you were clowning on the Steelers and then you put the Broncos. You think Jerry Judy's better than Deontay Johnson?
Yes,
and
I do.
Better than Pickens?
I could see Sutton having a better year than Pickens. I mean, I know it's outlandish, but
I'm just saying you can't clown on my Steelers if you're gonna put the Broncos.
This is almost like
third. And I got Calvin Austin.
See, here's the thing. I'm really confident that the team is going to turn it around offensively this year, which is going to which I think we're going to see a resurgence.
Talking smack about that.
We're going to see a revitalization of this offense. I think Russell Wilson will start to be more of the deep ball threat that he was. I could see Jerry Jeudy turning into a DK Metcalf type. I mean, they're the same.
He's hella small.
I mean, like, but
he's like a Tyler Lockett. Right?
Oh, sorry. Who's the deep guy? Sutton's the deep guy, right? I don't remember.
Sutton's 3 years old.
I'm getting them all.
Is
backwards.
Hamler still on their team? KJ Hamler?
Maybe if he is, that's great.
Yeah.
Regardless, Judy is a beast. Sutton has been good. I still think he has the talent despite the bad year. I think I contribute that more to the offense than the actual abilities of the wide receivers. And all in all, I think they have a good ability to be top 10. Go ahead, do it.
That's what I think of that.
Yeah, I mean, I expected
Broncos,
that. My explanation.
I am
okay. Okay, we're really showing.
I must not be hearing that.
We're showing the people the full effects of our soundboard. I think call me crazy now, but when we get to the end of the season,
like I told Kyle. If we come back at the end and hey, they're top 10, you'll get your due. Don't worry.
Yeah. So Broncos top 10. They beat the. No, they beat. Who do I snub?
He's got some notes. Oh.
They beat the Jets. I have them higher than the Jets.
Oh, I didn't have the Jets. Who's
if that matters.
2?
Who, the Jets?
Yeah.
That's some random white
the
guy
Jets.
probably.
I have them better than the Bills.
I don't know, dude.
I have them better than the Bills.
Lazard,
it's Garrett Wilson. What do you mean?
Oh no, it's Lazard. They have
and Lazard. They have Randall Cobb.
Yeah, they have Cobb. Yeah.
They're not that bad.
The corpse. Hey man,
Randall Cobb is like a goat with Aaron Rodgers.
I know. He always steals when you have a Packers wide receiver that's not Cobb. He always steals their
their always, bro.
Yeah.
Pepperidge Farms, remember.
Whatever. I don't need to talk about subs anymore. Let's go to 9.
Right. Number 9.
CDubs.
I got another 2 wide receiver core.
Oh.
And this one is kind of gross. I really don't like this.
I think I'm with you.
I really don't like this because the quarterback's terrible. Oh. He was just announced today. I'm going with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers at number 9. I really hated putting them here. I did. But Mike Evans, you got to put some respect on his name, man. Can either of you tell me what season he's had that he hasn't had at least 1,000 0 yards?
I know.
0, right? So I think Mike Evans, okay, Baker Mayfield, he's a clown, right? We all know he's not like a top.
Dude, clown.
He's not like a top 15, top 16 in the league quarterback.
No,
but
he ranked the last quarterback.
See, that's crazy. That's crazy to me. So here's the thing,
he's out by week 4.
But he throws a good enough deep ball where Mike Evans can just like.
He can throw 15 times a game, dude. That arm's gonna disintegrate.
Okay.
Then they'll put in Trask, and then yes. I agree.
Well, now we're talking about Tampa in general. For receivers, if you want to talk about duos, I think Mike Evans will always be a baller, no matter who's under center. He had famous Jameis crab legs thrown at him.
Yeah.
He had Josh McCown thrown at him for a year, and he still had 1,000 yards.
Magic.
Yeah, Fitzmagic. Yeah. And then you throw in Godwin, who. Last year, right, he was coming off the ACL tear.
Yep.
This year, now 2 years removed from the ACL tear, you usually see production come back up. I think Tampa, look, they're probably going to win 6-7 games. Probably 6, maybe 5. But I think in terms of receiver cores, you have to mention them. Again, they're a team that, if you ask me, who is their third wide receiver? I couldn't tell you.
It was Russell Gage, right? Before he
died again. Yeah. Okay.
That guy's had 2 touchdowns in the last 2 preseason games. He's on my dynasty team. He's on my dynasty team.
Right.
But no, he's looked great.
I'm not going to comment on Mr. Palmer, but what I am going to say...
Russell Gage got hurt. He's their third.
What I am going to say is that Mike Evans and Chris Godwin, to me, are a step above Debo and Ayuk. And so that's why I have them at 9.
I want to do something right here.
Go ahead. I want
to skip 9.
Why?
Because I got them at 8.
Oh.
So I'm right there with you, man.
Okay.
I'm high on Trey Palmer.
Yeah.
I think they have a third. That's why I'm so high. That value. Their quarterback. They're gonna be playing behind every game. Actually, their defense is pretty good, but they're gonna be playing behind. They're gonna be going for lots more score, and they're gonna need that third Palmer. They're gonna be good.
I actually don't hate Baker Mayfield. Contrary to popular belief, I don't think Baker Mayfield's that bad of a quarterback.
He's booty.
And I think this year, did you see some of the games, some of the drives he led at the end of the last season?
He has 3 of those in his season, and then he's busted.
I just don't see it this year.
He wasn't terrible on the Rams. That's why I think that's why I
didn't they
said
keep him?
they'll win like 5 games because they have Stafford.
Stafford's not going to survive.
Tampa's going to win like 5 games. They'll be mediocre.
Yeah.
They're not going to get Caleb Williams, right? It's probably going to be the Cardinals, but
Probably.
he's going to do enough for the people out there that want to watch some damn football.
exactly.
And you know what? We're going to have some great times this fall watching Baker Mayfield do some crazy shit in the fourth quarter,
We are. That's
scoring big tutties to Mike Evans.
And we're going to have some good... If you play with defenses in your fantasy, you're going to have a lot of good defense games against...
I really don't... they're not on my list. The Bucs are not on my list. But
Really?
I consider them. They're in my top 12.
Snub for sure.
But I love the pick, and I really considered adding it to my team as well, or my 10 as well.
Yeah.
And I think it's for the same reasons Mike Evans is Mr. Consistent, even with he seems like he gets kind of injury prone, but he's Mr. Consistent. Mm-hmm. Godwin's I agree with CDubs is he is a little injury prone, but when he's on the field, he's got a pretty high floor. I feel like and you can get a lot of catches, get a lot of yards.
He's a beast.
I don't know much about this rookie, but
I have good. From Nebraska.
I have confidence as well, just because I think
he sauced Sauce Gardner
Ooh.
in their joint practice. He burned him.
You know who he couldn't
on
sauce?
deep ball.
You know who he couldn't sauce? Tariq Woolen.
Ooh.
He didn't play last year.
I'm saying Tariq Woolen is better than this guy.
Okay. Better than Sauce? Yeah, I could agree with that.
Easy.
All right, go ahead and since I skipped my 9, go ahead and do your 9 and then we'll come back.
Oh, the last thing I was going to say about the Bucs wide receivers, I feel like they're going to be in a lot of positive game scripts where they're having to throw a lot more.
You shouldn't even put them in your top 10. So
No, I know, but I'm just
Support
saying
them
I
over
like
here.
the pick.
Prophet, what's 9?
The Prophet says the Chargers.
Okay.
Los Angeles
That
Chargers
is
are
so
9.
low. I'm going to talk about them way later. I can't jump to where I am.
It's not okay. Well, I'll say my aggressive piece towards them, and then you can say your defensive piece.
I didn't even put them on my list.
I'll do it later. Yeah, right.
I didn't.
I know you.
I told you at the start. They're on my honorable mentions.
Are you serious?
I'm dead serious. I'll
Okay,
get into
we'll
it. I'll get into it later.
So I'm worried about the health of these wide receivers. No. Keenan Allen and Mike Williams have such a bad history of
we're just projecting injuries.
No, but
no. Okay,
you can bring in injuries
Keenan
can play a
Allen
part.
Last year it was like the first year he's ever been hurt.
Okay, but
finished
That's interesting because I remember drafting him twice in fantasy in high school and him tearing his ACL both years.
I don't think he did.
Anyways, Mike Williams misses games every year. Go ahead.
No.
Mike Williams does, yes, but
no.
He's on though.
The problem with Allen, I agree with Prophet. The problem with Allen is he's 31, so he's getting up there in age. I think he's losing a little bit of his ability to separate, but he's way more prone to soft tissue injuries, which is the death of wide receivers in the NFL.
He's way more prone. It happened.
Well,
Am I tripping here?
While Coop is looking this up, yeah, I'm gonna say my piece of the Chargers too. They got the rookie Quentin Johnson. I think he's like a Mike Williams, from my understanding, a Mike Williams body type. I could see him, I think he's a guy that can probably take over for Mike Williams in those scenarios where, Mike Williams may go down, which it seems like it's bound to happen at some point, year over year. And, I just think, okay, you guys are distracted. So what did you find?
Well, okay.
Coop's looking up Keenan Allen injuries.
2016 is when he died.
So and then he came back and was number.
But what did he do in 2015? He also missed half the season.
Okay. So you're saying, all right, you missed a few games.
What did he do last year? Did he miss half the season? Because I think he did.
That doesn't matter. What are you talking about? So he misses most of 2 seasons. Then he comes back and has 5 seasons where he plays just about 16 games, and then he gets hurt one more time. What about all those?
But now it's okay. But
can't just, like, project that he's gonna get hurt.
If he was like 27, I'd say yes. But the fact that he's 31 and a little more, I mean, obviously he's older than last year. So I mean, it just scares me.
I would also say I'm not saying he's going to get hurt. Like, I don't think I'm projecting injury. I'm just saying I think he's going to start to fall off this year. Right, even with a better offense, I think he's just going to start to fall off.
Honestly, if I knew that there was going to be no injuries this year, I'd probably have him higher.
Yeah,
I probably would have him higher.
That's not.
But the fact that I feel like I have to, because it's so consistent year over year, I feel like for Mike Williams, who's there too, and now with Keenan Allen, because come chill out.
I'm just saying, bro.
And then the last thing I'll say, actually, I don't think I have anything more to say about that.
Yeah, I know you don't, because we're gonna be talking about it.
Well, no. Okay, hold on. I do have one more thing to say. Okay. I do have one more thing to say, which is, and I love that this is like the most divisive because I'm kind of in the middle compared to you two, because CDubs left him off. Yeah. You have him higher. So I think this is going to be a fun topic to continue.
Sure. I know, it's getting heated up in here.
I'm sweaty, bro.
I keep thinking, I keep remembering. Somebody call 911. I keep remembering what I was going to say, and then.
Let's go.
Shit, I don't remember what I was going to say about them. All right, let's move on to 8.
It's okay. No, he's got. Coop's got to give
his. Back to 9.
Yeah.
So I got the Commanders.
Oh!
I got the Commanders.
Yes!
Like that one. See, that's who I thought you were going to say. You know, I think they're top 10.
Stay tuned.
You got Terry McLaurin. Dude, he might
Turf
have
toe.
I know.
Turf
but
toe.
They said it's not bad. He'll be fine. You got Jahan Dotson. He looked great last year. Second-year player. He was a great rookie. Second year is a breakout year. Almost always. It's like a third year for quarterbacks.
Jahan, if you're listening, call me.
All right. And then I got, isn't it Curtis Samuel? Is there third?
Yeah.
He's kind of like a poor man's Debo. So if you got Debo, if you think Debo's pretty high there for a 2, take a little off, put him at 3.
No, Samuel's decent. I like that.
So that's good. And then I think Howell's going to do great. He looked great. I don't know if do great. I'm not going to project that out there, but I think he's going to be serviceable. You know, they're going to be a good team. Be a scrappy team.
What did you have Howell in your top 32 rankings?
Top 32. I had him pretty low, actually. So you kind of changed my mind, I guess.
He's kind of an unknown though, because we don't like. Yeah, we're just starting to see their new offensive coordinator, Eric Bieniemy's offense. Yeah. So we're just starting to see him play and everything, right. And it's not like he had a lot of reps last year. He had one game.
Top 32s
a while ago.
So
I would say I'd probably bump him up too, based off.
We should do updated one.
Preseason alone. Maybe we'll have that as a bonus, like a short bonus episode for the Shmokers. Yeah, I was funny. Well, actually, I'll talk about this
off the air, bro. So Commanders, I got them there. I mean,
9.
Top 10. I like
Commanders
10.
9.
Yeah, 9. It's like top 10's kind of you're approaching elite as you get up higher. 5.
Yeah.
Probably 5 is elite for wide receiver cores. I feel like the tiers are a lot smaller, but
I would agree actually.
Tiers, so like elite, probably elite good.
I think I agree. Like 5 on for me. Like there's a dude there. Like there's like at least one dude.
Yeah, you gotta have a guy there.
Yeah.
Or a grouping of guys that are equally as good.
Well, yeah. I feel like most of them have a dude, but yeah. Anyways, okay, cool. I love that's a hot take, I think, but
I'm just gonna jump in and say I have the Manders at 8.
Oh,
so
perfect.
everything you said, I echo 100%. I think Scary Terry's legit. I think Dotson is a beast, and Dotson will. I think Dotson's gonna have a really good year this year.
I don't have him in Dynasty because I have Terry.
Yeah,
and I want Dotson now. I might do a redraft with Dotson.
Dotson. We got Dotson over here.
All right, come on. That was just a straight rip-off.
We didn't run through it. We didn't run through with him before he joined. I love McLaurin. I hope McLaurin gets a good. I want to see him with just a dude at QB.
Yeah.
Like, and I'm hoping Howell's that guy because McLaurin, like. I'm trying to think of another QB who's just been with bums this whole life. I guess all the Bucks or the wide receivers, that has been with bums their whole career. Like I feel like McLaurin's pretty far up there in terms of guys who just like who they've had Wentz, they've had Heineke, they've had and there was one
Wentz, gross,
and then
dude.
There was one other guy I'm probably missing at the start of his career.
I don't know who was before Wentz. Some other.
Wentz, Heineke, wasn't Fitzgerald on the?
Alex Smith came back for a little bit.
Oh yeah.
Okay, that was pretty cool. That was cool though.
Cool,
respect.
One hit, he was just like paralyzed.
Yeah. No, I hear you. Okay. So you did your 8. That's fucked. That's not cool. All right, so that was your 8, yeah?
Yeah.
CDubs 8.
So,
Coop, let's hear your 8.
I already got my 8.
Oh,
his was a chart. Or,
okay.
Yeah.
I got the Bucks, so go ahead.
Okay, my 8, and I think we can move on from this quick because we've discussed them at length already, is the Niners.
Yeah.
Oh, whew. Okay. Let's move on from that stanky take.
Yeah.
Ready for 7?
Dude, okay, so, yeah, let's go. I'll explain mine when I get there, I guess.
Okay. So my 7 is the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Oh!
And it might be a little bit of a homer pick, but I will say that Christian Kirk is just so underrated in the league. Like, he's a beast. He's on the outside, too. Like, he's playing the X, and, like, he's moving to the slot this year, which will be interesting to see how much he gets from the slot. But, I mean, like, he's pretty undersized for an outside guy last year, and he was just beating guys off the line. Like, he was getting open. Their third receiver, there's Zay Jones, who is, again, always underrated. Like, I think Zay Jones is probably going to have, like, a sneaky good year, like 800 yards, 6 touchdowns-ish.
Sure,
I can see that happening. And then, of course, you add, Calvin Ridley. No big deal there. He's a question mark coming back from the gambling scandal, but
2 years off. I want him really bad in my fantasy, but he's kind of like is he going to be actually pretty good when he comes back? And that's why with Kirk, is he going to do that again when there is an alpha receiver next to him?
No, I get it.
So that's why
I get it.
Snub them.
I guess I'm just high.
I was jostling it back and forth. I was thinking about them, but
no, I think I'm just high on them in general. Like, I think
they don't have a third.
I think Doug Peterson's offense is just going to be electric, and I'm really expecting Trevor to take a step up this year. Again,
I agree.
Rose-tinted glasses, like, they are like my second team that I root for, so it could be fandom coming in the way, but I just think that they're poised to take off.
There's just kind of this energy about the Jags. It's like a very positive energy that it's just kind of, they're a fun team to root for.
Yeah.
I will spoil that the Jags are on my list as well.
Oh,
coming up.
They just feel like a goofy team to me.
I mean, they are, but
they're a goofy team, but they work.
Duval.
They were just a team you never took seriously, and then now all of a sudden they're like, "Hey, what's up? We got one of the best offenses."
When you got a
MVP caliber quarterback.
I mean, yeah, I was gonna say when you got a dude like Trevor Lawrence who's leading the helm, and then
third year, fellas.
I am also I mean I love the pick. Like I said, they're on my list. I think Calvin Ridley. He's the one that I'm the most nervous about. I love Kirk. I think he's going to do
he drafted
just great as last year. Zay Jones is a guy.
He is a guy.
He's a guy.
Dude, I just think he's underrated.
He's not a dude. He's a guy. Like, and he's a great guy.
Like last year, he was pretty solid.
I'd hang out with him.
All right, let's move on.
Hey, before we move on, I'm just going to say, for the sake of Jags fans out there, Miles Jack was not down.
All right, we can move on now. I don't really get that one. Maybe you Jags fans do, but is it my turn? Really?
Yeah.
7, right?
7. Yeah.
I got the Eagles here.
Whoa! Hold on. Get that garbage out of here.
Coop
That's
team.
low for you guys.
That's bad.
That's pretty low for you guys.
That's bad.
That's fine.
Well,
who's their third guy?
I don't think it matters.
That doesn't matter to me.
Fair enough.
But he also did his ratings based off of the top 3. Am I correct?
That is,
Yeah.
So. I mean, I did too, but all right. Please, I want to hear it. Give me the explanation. He's changing this. Look at that. Look at the thought on his face. He's like, I just got shit on so
He's
hard.
caressing that chin pretty hard, low key.
I'm just looking at who I have next.
All right, do you want to ponder that while I give mine?
No. I'll stick with the Eagles here.
Wow.
You got Brown Smith. See, it was hard to rank this thing because the way I kind of looked at it was like, would I get all these 3 people would I want on my fantasy team? Well,
I like that.
Is their third receiver Quez?
Yes, it is.
It's still Quez.
He's on my dynasty team. Quez.
It is.
If you're listening,
I wasn't sure.
I love you.
But as I look at Brown and Smith, those guys are going first round, second round, pretty close.
Yeah.
Some people are saying that Smith can overtake Brown.
I believe
it. Might
it.
Be a sneak peek to something. All right, but I don't know. Maybe
Yeah, I'll have a lot more.
Let's just see what my next are.
I want to defend the Eagles because I love the wide receiver core, and I'm gonna wait till I have them on mine. But
that's fine.
Those two I find tremendous. So
I do too. I'd probably switch this one, actually, now that I see this.
Okay.
I'd move this one.
Okay.
I'd move one first.
Do you want to... Well, we'll get back to... Okay.
Yeah, we'll
We'll
revisit.
get back to you. All right.
Just remember that.
You guys, I think, are going to hate my number 7 pick.
Okay.
But this plays a lot into what we talked about when we were ranking our dudes, or how we ranked our teams.
Yeah.
And I got the Vikings at 7.
I don't hate it.
I don't hate it.
I got him on my list
I
too.
might have him somewhere.
While I love Jordan Addison...
You think that's too low? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, because simply due to the reputation, the abilities, the playmaking of Justin Jefferson. I mean, it's hard to just simply because he's the best receiver in the league. It's hard to keep that team not in like the top 5. But I don't until we see something from Jordan Addison, until we see an outstanding 2 come out. I don't feel like I can confidently place him in the top 5 when I'm pretty confident that each of my next top 6 have 2 dudes that I really like.
Yeah.
That's fair.
I see that too. But
like really, really like.
This is when I consider that third wide receiver.
KJ Osborne.
Osborne's only a second year, right?
Third year, I think.
Third year?
But he's had spurts.
He was the number 2 last year. He was great. Addison's going to come in, and he's a better...
I like him. Trust me.
First round pick.
Yeah, he's first round.
Yeah,
he was a couple picks, I think, after JSN.
Jefferson's going to be great. You already know that. He's going to take double coverage.
So here... Yeah.
He's going to open a lot for Addison.
Trust me.
You got KJ Osborne.
Trust me, dog. I got Addison. I drafted Addison yesterday. Took him on my fantasy squad. I just think that... And I know Kirk Cousins was like doing they got all the drip around his neck. He was balling out last year.
Bang, baby.
I'm calling a new curse this year. It's the quarterback's curse.
Oh.
Wow. Prophet J.
All the curse. Marcus Mariota might not even have a job by the start of this season.
Pain.
Okay, that's not a curse. That's just reality. That guy's an ass.
Damn.
Well, if anyone's calling it, it's me. Prophet J, you heard it here first. I think we'll have...
The prophet has spoken.
Not necessarily... Not necessarily like a tremendously bad year, just like a down year. Yeah. I think Pat Mahomes will probably still be the best QB, but I don't think he'll be the best QB that we've seen in the past few years. You know what I mean? Like the Pat Mahomes standard and Kirk Cousins.
Pat Mahomes, yeah.
Well, like I'm talking about the QBs on the show, quarterbacks on Netflix, which was Patrick Mahomes, Kirk Cousins, and Marcus Mariota.
Wait, so why are we talking about Marcus?
Because he's on the show.
You don't even talk about Kirk Cobain right now. What'd you curse him with?
He's gonna be not as good.
Okay.
And you're asking for numbers.
So
I don't
Vikings were your 7.
All right, you guys want to move on?
Vikings were your 7. Vikings were your 7.
Okay.
So we're on 6 now.
Yeah.
All right. I got the Hawks at 6.
Oh.
Wow, that's actually.
I got the Hawks at 6. They're hitting every single soundboard over here. They're hitting all the buttons, man. Yeah, I got the Hawks at 6. I got some spice coming up, but no, I just think that
he's lost his homer status.
You're officially a Jags fan.
I have, but I'm okay with that at the same time. Like I think. I don't know if Lockett is going to drop off this year. I don't think he will, but I think he's kind of getting to that point where the way he plays the game is pretty smart. Like, he will just drop down to a knee and not get hit. So I'll give him credit for that, not, avoiding the CTE. But I don't know. I don't know if DK is really an alpha. I've always kind of looked at him as this buff guy that can sprint really fast.
He's like AJ Brown's little brother.
Yeah,
which is funny because he's like double the size of AJ Brown.
Yes,
is he?
Like
he's bigger than AJ.
Everyone thinks that AJ Brown is DK's son. I think it's the other way around.
Have you seen that?
DK is AJ Brown's son. Yeah.
There's a picture of them at Ole Miss, standing next to each other. Like they're both ripped. Don't get me wrong. Yeah. Like AJ Brown would mess me up. DK Metcalf though, I think is just like just like huge. Yeah.
DK looks like someone cheated on him, and he's on his revenge tour.
It's also just due to the fact that DK is just like the biggest human being on the planet. Yeah.
So why do you think he's not going to be an alpha?
Yeah. Well, I don't know,
he's
dude.
25.
I know. Well, he's still. Well, I don't know if he could morph into it at this point. I look at other alphas around the league, and I just think they're crispier with their route running. Like DK's just kind of yeah.
Could it be because of his QB play?
No, I don't think so.
Oh, I have such a good. Like, I want to talk about this.
Do you want to talk about now?
Right now.
Do you want to talk about? I mean, let's talk about it later.
Yeah.
The QB play part, at least.
I think I don't think the QB plays coming into any of these roles, bro. I put the Tampa Bay at 9. I'm not looking at QB play. I'm looking truly at the wide receivers. And honestly, maybe I should move them up one. And now that I'm looking at my list, I think I probably should move them up one.
Wow.
But
so everyone's changing there.
Well, no. But it's just like you throw in JSN. We learned that he broke his wrist today. I don't think that really matters in the grand scheme of things.
It doesn't.
That guy is by far and away the best wide receiver in the rookie class. I don't think he's going to have the best season in the rookie class this year. We'll get into that later. But
I agree. Actually,
but yeah. So I have the Hawks tentatively at 6, potentially 5.
Okay. So I'm on now.
Yeah.
I got 6. I got the Dolphins.
Oh. I want to hit a button for that one.
I want to hit a button too.
Like too low. I can see why you guys are saying that. Dolphins and Eagles should be higher for me. Is what you're getting at. But like I said, I see the two guys. You got Hill and Waddle. I mean, they're just like Brown and Smith getting drafted. I'm kind of looking at fantasy here. Like they're drafted literally round 1, round 2. Like both those teams. It's just that third receiver. I don't know who that guy is. It's Wilson.
Oh, Albert Wilson?
No, Cedric Wilson.
Damn, Albert Wilson was long gone by now.
I'm just saying, it's like who?
Albert Wilson, the GOAT? What do you mean?
Teams ahead of the next 5 just have 3 dudes. I would I wouldn't be mad if they ended up on my fantasy team.
Yeah.
In certain rounds.
I think this whole thing boils down to how we have individually chosen to rank everyone.
If your team can produce 3 receivers I want on my team, it's like that should be a high pick for me. So that's where this is coming from. And then when you get to like 2 1A 1Bs, it's like who's it gonna be? They're gonna split a lot of reps. They could take it away from each other. It doesn't mean it makes them any worse combined, but.
See, that's where I disagree. I don't think...
It's like if we were doing duos, maybe.
I don't think it matters if there's a 1A and a 1B. Like, the overall talent is just like...
You're right.
Dude, if one of them goes down, like, fine, you still got an alpha. I think Waddle is going to be an alpha in Miami. Like, they're both dudes. Like,
I like how you say that. If one of them goes down, it's
like...
It's almost like there's a successor in the waiting.
Absolutely. And which is cool because they're totally different players, too. Right? Like Tyreek's the over the top speedy guy. He's gonna burn you and somehow he's like a freaking magician and just is immediately open. And Waddle's just like a little more down the middle. He's gonna.
Just got burners.
Waddle will take a 1-yard screen to the house.
A-chain. They just got a team of burners.
And then my
that's a great build.
hot pick for the Miami running back room, Salvin Ahmed. Yeah,
Myles Gaskin.
I got you on that. Shmokers, trust me. I put a dollar fab on this man. You should have seen his last preseason game.
All right.
You heard it here first. Prophet J wasted $1.
All right, number 6.
All right, number 6. I want to say it and then move on pretty quickly because I feel like we've talked about them enough. I got the Jags.
Yeah.
At 6. Again, overall talent. I mean, the thing is, I don't have Ridley super far from Kirk, and. Then Zay Jones, I don't have that far from Kirk either. Like, I think it's just a very solid 3.
Yeah.
And I think overall they just, like... I think those 3, their overall talent surpasses even, like, Jefferson. So, like, that's why I have them obviously higher than the Vikings. But the 3 of them versus 1 Jefferson, I have them higher. So, anyways...
Totally fair.
I want to move on. We're talking about the Jags. Okay. Prophet J's Jags at 6. And they're also... The Jags are my... They're my AFC team.
Yeah, that's fair.
All right.
Mine too.
Ravens are mine.
All right, let's do 5, and then let's take a quick break.
Yeah, so I think I am unofficially switching my 5. So let the record show. The Hawks are now at 5. My 6, K-Dog, woo-hoo, I'm going with the Cowboys. We them boys at 6/5.
K-Dog?
I don't know. I think CD, like if I were to compare the Hawks to the Cowboys, just the 3 receiving core, I would put CD above DK. I think CD's got that dog in him.
Yep.
He's really good.
He's definitely an alpha there.
I probably would have had the Cowboys at like 8 or 9, but they added Brandon Cooks, who's
love that
tried, true, proven. You know, he was bad last year, but why was he bad? He had a guy named Davis Mills throwing him the football.
He's consistent.
You know,
he looks great with who was the QB at the Rams a couple of years ago when he was there? Was it Goff?
Oh, Goff, yeah.
Yeah, he looked good with Goff, too. He looked good with Goff, too.
Yeah,
so, like,
and Gallup, another year removed from his injury. Like, I just think the Cowboys are really solid.
Gallup's he's like a close wide receiver 2-3 for me, but still, like, does, like, at the top of that list.
That sounds like 3 guys I wouldn't be mad to be on my team. That's why I got him at
number 5.
I'm going to skip 5. 4, baby!
Oh!
I actually got him at 4, yeah. So,
yeah.
All those reasons, Lamb better than DK. That's not to say DK can't do it.
Yeah.
DK could come out there next year, get 14 touchdowns.
it's possible. He could.
Absolutely.
He's got the end zone targets.
You know, he could do it and, lock it. So, but we'll come back to the Cowboys. Gallup, I like. Cook, I like. Or Cooks, because he's
Cooks.
Chef.
Because he's
baby.
cooking.
So that's why I got him at 4. I'll skip my 5 for now. We'll go to.
Okay, I got also the Cowboys at 5.
Wow, okay, so that's kind of
cold as ice.
In this round,
well,
I thought that'd be a little spicy when I was talking about like.
I think it is a little cold because our top 5 might be a little cold. I don't know.
2 of them are out. My top 5 is different than
yeah, dude, the Cowboy. What's to say about this wide receiver core that hasn't already not already been said? Like they're gonna put up a lot of points. Like dude, they were putting up so many points last season, and Mike McCarthy's like, let's slow it down.
I wonder why. Can you imagine why?
It's almost like they had a good offensive coordinator or something.
I wonder what team might be coming up for me later after the
break. If I was K-Dog and this was my wide receiver core, I'd feel happy about it. I'd feel a little sad because it's worse than the Hawks, but a little spoiler. But yeah, it's great. They got 3 like reasonable dudes, which is more than what can be said for teams 6 through 10, and they got an alpha. This is like the first team that's got 3 with an alpha, so that's really great. And then we'll get back to you guys with our top 4 right after this break. Welcome back to Smoking Hot Takes. We're back here finishing out our top 5, and we're gonna start. Yeah. We're gonna throw it over to the Coop.
Yeah.
To give us a 5.
So I skipped my 4, or I skipped my 5. Did my 4. I got the Vikings at 5.
Okay.
Like you were saying, Justin Jefferson. He's just like he's a wide receiver core alone. Just put him out there. No other receivers, he'll be fine.
And that's enough. That's enough.
That's what I'm saying. That's why he's at 5. They're at 5. It's like he's a dog.
Have you guys seen Barbie?
No.
No, thank God.
Okay, well you get this reference if you've seen it. He is Knuff.
Okay.
All right, I'm out of here.
End it.
That was. We'll do this one. That was bad, bro. I like Addison. Rookie, he's coming into. We already talked about all this stuff. Viking, but it's like a refresher. He's a first-round pick coming into a wide receiver 2 hole, basically. You got Osborne there, but he's just not the caliber player that Addison is. So I can see them doing a really good job together. Jefferson, Addison.
I love the opportunity Addison has. I love these these rookie second-year wide receivers coming in as the 2.
Yeah,
man, they're great. Yeah.
No,
so I know I have him at 7, but I still think he's gonna have a good year.
Yeah. No, I agree. 5 to 7, that's not very far.
It seems like all these rookies that are coming in are just ballers.
Yeah.
Like literally, it seems like these college guys are just more prepared than ever.
You gotta give props to the scouts.
Yeah.
These people drafted in the first round, they're drafted there for a reason. They come in instantly.
True, but I can think of quite a few first rounders that have busted over the years. No, what wide receivers I'll give you. JJ Arcega-Whiteside, wasn't he one that was drafted before DK?
He was, yeah.
Before DK.
Yeah. But they hit too. Go ahead.
All right, CDubs.
I was going to say, looking forward to next year in terms of good rookie wide receivers. Marvin Harrison Jr. is going to be the best wide receiver we've ever seen, baby. Best wide receiver we've ever seen in the NFL.
Ever seen.
NFL,
what do you think?
Ever seen.
Oh, you're talking about
Jerry who? Jerry Wright who?
You talking about Marvin Harrison?
Marvin Harrison Jr.
For some reason I thought you said JSN. So
no.
I was going to say, yeah, I agree.
I thought you said DK Metcalf.
No, it's a good segue because I have the Vikings at 4. For all the reasons that have already been said, that were just said. Nice. I think Justin Jefferson is by far and away, I think everyone does, the best wide receiver in the NFL. And that covers more than enough. Like, he is Ayuk and Debo combined. So I got the Vikings at 4.
What was it? Either this past year or the year before, where Justin Jefferson could have legitimately won MVP.
Last year,
where it was a career year.
It was
last year was the second year, right?
Yeah,
I think it must have been last year.
Yeah,
where like, which sucks. I mean, that's a whole other conversation about how the MVP is kind of a QB award. But
last year
it was last year.
Justin
he was a rookie 2 years ago.
Justin Jefferson legitimately could have won, I think, MVP this year. I think he won Offensive Player of the Year.
He did.
That's right.
And honestly, if it wasn't like so QB like weighted,
MVP.
Yeah. I think he has a legitimate chance to win that.
They should just have their own award.
I agree. They should.
Okay, Prophet, you're 4?
All right, 4. I think I'm in the middle here. The Philadelphia Eagles.
Respect.
Yeah, that's fine.
Which
I'm fine with that.
I love the Eagles. Don't get me wrong. We've already stated professed our love for Devontae Smith, who I legitimately think could be. I think it's just going to be a kind of a Dolphins scenario where we have a 1A, a 1B.
Right.
But maybe even closer than what Tyreek and Jalen are. Like these, like A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith are both, I could see being the dudes, like 2 like near alphas.
Maybe even a usurper.
I could legitimately see it.
The dude won a Heisman.
I would put him as an usurper. I think Smith is going to finish like
he's just polished.
Yeah.
He's so.
Route running's amazing. There's a reason he won Heisman.
I remember in the Super Bowl last year, I saw there was a bet that I wanted to make, and it was Devonta Smith to have. I think it was either over 5.5 or 6.5 receptions.
Yeah.
I took the bet on that. I think I put a 20 on it, 20 bomb. He got those receptions in like the first 5 minutes, like the first fucking drive.
Yeah. He's a dog. When
he is getting like the second cornerback, the second dude, whoever,
right?
He is just. I feel like he just destroys him. He smokes him. He smokes him.
Is he gonna be able to?
I could see it. I think he will.
They did that in college.
I don't think it matters, dude.
These are all the people he played in college anyway.
His nickname is the Slim Reaper for a reason, bro.
I was gonna be Kevin Durant, but he didn't like it.
No, well, maybe that was Kevin Durant's burner.
Yeah, dude, I mean, these guys are both freaking awesome, and when you combine these two with like the running ability of Jalen Hurts, I mean, dude, this offense is just like it's gonna go. They're gonna score so many tutties. Like it's like nothing's changed from last year. Like it's only gonna improve. Yeah. So I wish I could put them higher, but I love these top 3.
Yeah,
I love these top 3. But yeah, for me, Eagles number 4.
Nice.
And I think we'll move to CDubs 3.
It's a good transition because I have Philly at 3.
Okay.
So
yeah.
I don't think we need to exhaust it anymore. Philly's great. I think A.J. Brown is phenomenal. Devontae Smith, I think, will be their alpha this year.
Yeah, I agree.
I think A.J. Brown's kind of plateaued. I think he's gone as high as he will ever go as a receiver.
Yeah, I can see.
I don't think he'll... I mean, like, obviously people can progress or have better statistics, but I just think in terms of ability, like, the sky is still the limit for Devonta Smith. He could easily, in like 3 years, we could be talking about Devontae Smith as the best receiver in the NFL, better than Jamar
Chase, Justin Jefferson, right?
All the J's confuse me.
There's a reason wide receivers don't win Heisman's because they're just like,
yeah.
And there's a reason he did. So.
Dude, and he's only like 180 pounds. That's the thing that blows my mind. That guy is just what, and he's gone. Yeah. So yeah, I got Philly at 3.
All right, I'll jump into my 3 now. I got the Chargers up here.
Whoa! Hold up.
Really? I mean, okay. Let's start with the three guys.
Yeah.
These are just like 3 guys that could be absolute alphas this year. Any of them, really. I mean, so Keenan Allen, he's always been a dog. This last year he got hurt. Previous 5 seasons he was great. Mike Williams, can he stay healthy? I don't know. I'm not going to project.
What does the prophet say?
Doesn't matter.
Injury.
Doesn't matter. I don't want him to be injured, so that's why I got him so high. When they're all on, I mean, Quentin Johnson, he's coming in, and this is also going to be a Kellen Moore run offense.
That's a good point. I didn't really think about that.
That's why I
But how much is that going to bump them up? You bump them up more based on the coaching ability than the actual ability of the player.
I wouldn't say so. It's when I look at these guys, it's like, what type of value do they hold? How many points they getting? How many yards are they going to have at the end of the season? How many catches? If they're throwing all damn day, to Justin Herbert, I have him as a number 3 quarterback.
That's true. You do.
Number 3 quarterback.
So I guess it makes sense. It's your rankings are consistent.
You gotta be a little consistent here. I think they're gonna be great. I would like any of them on my team. I am specifically targeting Johnston. I mean, I just like that offense.
Why are you targeting Johnson?
Because he's just a late round.
You like the value?
I do like the value there. Yeah.
Do you think it's because? Is any of that value because of injury?
To be fair, I was about to say that.
Yeah.
If Mike Will goes down.
Yeah, he's a clear 2.
He would be a clear 2. It's like the opportunity type stuff, and they are very similar. So when you say you got Keenan Allen and 2 Mike Williams on a team,
yeah,
and they're all healthy for the season, and it's like Kellen Moore run offense with a Justin Herbert, that's a powerhouse of a wide receiver core. That's why I got him at 3.
That's fair. Totally fair.
Yeah, I mean, I like it. Trust me, me of all people, I hate preying on downfalls of people, calling them that they're going to be injured and whatnot. I don't want to say that Mike Williams is going to be injured, but when you just see so many levels of consistency where he's getting hurt, he's missing games per year.
Yeah.
And we even saw some of the dudes that filled in for the Chargers last year. Josh Palmer.
I forgot about Palmer.
There's 2 more that they put up pretty decent fantasy performances. Like they filled in, and so
what if you have dog there?
When you take a guy who's got talent and he fills it in instead of these dudes who are probably getting drafted in later rounds, 5th, 6th, undrafted, whatever it may be. I don't know what those guys were, but I think the opportunity is there. I speaking strictly on fantasy sake, I like Johnson as well this year, especially for later value, and that's even as someone who just drafted Mike Williams last night. It made me nervous. It kind of tickled me a little bit. Yeah, but I mean, I like him. I'm on my list at 9. I think 3's a little high personally,
that's
but
fine.
But I hear you.
But when we talk about these top 10s, it's like a lot of these are interchangeable.
Yeah.
I mean, they're the top 10 for the reason,
But that is
about 10 through 7.
Yeah.
I mean, some of them might have crept down there, but
yeah. I think when you look at it strictly in the top 10, though, I feel like that is pretty hot. Like if you look at our average. I didn't even because you didn't rank them. Like, what would you rank them? Would you put them in top 15?
Oh, easily.
Okay.
They were probably 11.
Like a snub.
I would put them 11 and Bills 12.
Yeah.
It's just
for my honorable
mentions.
mentions.
Look at these teams. It's like you guys are thinking, okay, injury prone, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
There is
a little bit of different philosophy.
Give them a full season.
Yeah.
So, let's just see what happens. This is a great one to come back to at the end of the
yes,
season.
this will be a good one.
And see who got
when
it
the Chargers come in last place in the division.
This one, Shmokers.
Right, yeah. No, you're totally right.
Yeah.
This will be a fun. The Chargers are going to be such a fun team to watch this year, regardless.
Yeah.
Was that your 3?
That was my 3.
Okay, so we'll go to my 3. I got the Dolphins, Miami Dolphins, led by Mr. Tua. I'm not going to try and pronounce your last name.
Tualipa, baby.
Tagovailoa.
Yeah.
I mean, I think we've talked a little bit about the Finns already. They got Tyreek, they got Jalen Waddle, and I put that duo over. Even though I love AJ Brown and Devonta Smith, I put Tyreek and Jalen a little bit over them, and that's strictly because I think Tyreek is just more. I consider him to be more of an alpha than AJ Brown, and I think that Jalen Waddle has a little bit more skills than Devonta Smith at this time, which might be a little hot.
I would put. So this is how I do. I do 1A Hill, 1B probably like AJ Brown. 1C, Devontae Smith. 1D, Waddle.
So does A and D in your scenario outweigh B and C?
Less.
So it's less.
I had Dolphins higher than Eagles.
Yeah.
Your Dolphins higher than Eagles?
Yeah.
Yeah, which I do too. So we agree.
Yeah.
Wait
a second. Matt's hard here.
And the other part that I think that's important to talk about in this situation is just the passing ability of both quarterbacks. I think Tua, little Alabama rivalry from back in the day.
Yeah, no, I agree.
I think Tua is inherently a little bit of a better passer than Jalen Hurts.
Ooh, yeah.
I think Jalen Hurts is just the better athlete overall, which I think we can probably all agree on.
Yeah, I think Tua is just more accurate. I don't say his arm's stronger or anything. I just feel like as a passer overall, I feel like Tua has shown us a little more than what Jalen Hurts has. I mean, maybe I could be talking on my butt right now, but I think I'm hearing some poopy talk here.
Well, it could be poopy talk to you, but this is what's going to happen in the 2023-2024 season.
Prophet J.
Prophet J.
Write it down.
Putting my stamp on
down.
it. It'll be in Discord. Make sure you follow after the pod. Anyways, I got Fins at 3. Let's move on to CDubs.
The Prophets steal my thunder.
3.
I got the Dolphins at 2.
Wow.
2.
I got them at 2. High. I got the 2 at 2.
Wow.
2 at 2.
You value both those guys.
I do. I think I value not only their receiving ability, but I value their speed significantly more than anyone else. Because those are two guys where I think I mentioned it when you originally brought up the Dolphins, Coop, was that they could take a 1-yard pass and just outrun everyone. And that, to me, I guess that's something you can't really... It's hard to put a value on that as a receiver because, like, when you think of receiver, you're thinking of, like, jump balls in the corner of the end zone. Yeah. Like, neither of these guys are doing that by any means. But instead, they can take a screen pass and just run past everyone. Like, they're just freaks in open space. And I love to watch that. So maybe I'm biased in terms of, like, I prefer to watch them over most duos in the NFL or trios. But yeah, I think if, gun to my head, I'm putting them at 2. I just love watching them.
I want to give you 2 people that I think are up there with them as freaks. I already talked about both of them. Calvin Austin. No, I'm serious.
This guy.
I want
and Justin Ross of the Kansas City Chiefs.
I'm gonna give you a little homework. Just watch some clips of them, and you'll see that type of speed. They're running 4.3s almost 4.2.
Dude, speed kills. Speed kills in football, man.
That's exactly what we're seeing out of them. Yeah.
I feel like this is just a little bit of a side tangent, but
like mine was.
Of all the wide receivers that are coming so game ready at this point in the NFL season, it's these guys that aren't that big that are just really getting those quality routes in that cause so much separation. Yeah.
Look at Olave.
Yeah, Olave. You got Devonta Smith. From my understanding, Jahan Dotson's not that big of a dude either.
He's small.
And so, like, you see a lot of these guys, and that's probably kind of the blueprint for guys this year, like Zay Flowers. If Lamar can get it to him, Zay Flowers, I think, has the same opportunity. I don't think Njigba is all that, like, weight-wise, all that big. I think he's a little bit taller, but not that big. Like, most of these guys, you don't see really these DK Metcalf or AJ Brown types coming in, and so
it's a good call out.
It's kind of a knock on Johnson because it's like these guys need to take some hits to get used to, like, being a big body in the NFL. It's harder to adjust to that because these guys are way stronger.
And I think it's just the quality of the cornerback.
Fast.
Yeah, the quality of cornerbacks too. Like, defense is improving, so like you really need to. It's not so much about just outbeasting a guy. It's more about like really finesse, the technical side of route running. That really
it's the technique that carries over more.
Yeah, I mean, think about like even like Cooper
everybody's
Kupp.
Strong in the NFL.
Yeah,
not everybody's fast.
Think about like Cooper Kupp this year, who's coming off an injury. He's older, but he's still going to be fantastic because he runs the best routes.
That guy has been hurt.
I don't agree. I don't necessarily agree, but like
tweaked his hammy in preseason.
But I mean, it doesn't. Okay, another topic.
All right,
another time. All right, so that was my
number 2.
Your 2. Did you do a 3? Did you give us a 3?
Yeah.
What was your 3?
My 3 is Philly.
Philly. Okay.
Do you want me to do 1 right now, and then you guys can do top 2? Okay.
All right, let's go, Coop. Let's hear 2.
I got 2. Seattle Seahawks, baby.
Okay.
There's no way you have them at 1. You would be the ultimate homer. That's amazing.
We'll see.
That's amazing.
There's no way.
We'll see. You'll find out.
I have them at 2.
There's legitimately no way.
DK, he could take that step. You got, he's a wannabe alpha. Is he going to be that alpha? He's 25. He's always been that talk. He's going to back it up. Lockett, he's Mr. Consistent. He does well. He's selling houses now, though. Did you know that?
I did know that, yeah.
Lockett was?
Yeah, he's a real
estate
agent.
And I just want to say, huge congrats. He's married.
You think that zapped his powers or gave him more?
Dude, he might be Superman, to be honest, this year.
Yeah, dude. After reading those vows in front of a pastor, the pastor blessed him up.
Never know, man.
Maybe. And then JSN. I think JSN's like one of those perfect fit.
He was the first wide receiver drafted.
First wide receiver. There's a reason why he was drafted there. He's gonna be like Geno and JSN are gonna make a love child. That's how close they're gonna be this year. He's gonna be getting peppered down in the middle of the field. He's gonna go off. It's gonna be great. Sneak peek to later.
What do you think? Sorry, please go ahead. Oh, what do you think JSN does for Lockett and Metcalf? Do you think it hinders or benefits?
I think they benefit him more than...
Who benefits who?
DK and Tyler. They're going to get all the attention. JSN's going to be that guy that just finds that open space. He's going to be that nice little safety valve for Geno. It's like all day. And then when the defense starts saying, hey, who's this guy, JSN? We got to keep our eyes on him. Not who's this guy. They know. But... And then that's going to open up DK and Tyler elsewhere. So.
Or a tight end. I mean, honestly, to me, I think it benefits whoever is playing in the slot the most. Whoever is going to be attacking the linebackers on their route. That's who I think it benefits the most because you got 3 super speedy guys. Like,
and they're all
good luck guarding them.
And Geno can throw a great deep ball. I can't speak to the deep ball abilities of Jackson Smith and Jigba. But DK and Lockett, I mean, everyone's seen the highlight reels that Lockett's put together. We could go on YouTube and it probably has 1 million plus searches on it right now. Absolutely. Same with DK. Like DK can post up anybody in the league.
Yeah.
So we'll see some more touchdowns from DK. I mean, he had a down year on that. So
targets are there.
Yeah, Geno's gonna prove it again. People are doubting him. I can't doubt him. I'm a Seahawks fan, so I don't doubt him. He's gonna be great. And he's only gonna be better because of JSN. So that's why I got him at 2. We got 3 dogs out there. I want all 3 of them on my team. If they were, right value, I would.
Legitimately, I think all good value in fantasy. Well, actually, I'll take it back. I think DK is maybe a little too high for my taste, but I think Lockett and Njigba are both great options for fantasy. Like, I feel like even like people tend to stick away from like 3, like when there's too many mouths to feed because we got good running backs too. But
where's gonna be a good offense?
It's just gonna be I think it's gonna be a high volume offense. Yeah, and our defense is gonna be solid too. Yeah. And for those same reasons, that's why I have the Bengals at 2.
Okay,
wow.
And man, everyone's gonna call me Homer. Everyone's gonna tell me that I'm crazy.
Kind of seems like it.
Well, no. But the 1 is assumed because of the 2. But like, here's my thing. With the number 2, with the Bengals, I mean, Jamar Chase he's a stud. He's a dude who is going to go out there and be that alpha. He's going to be a beast, and he's going to control games. He's going to put up tutties. He's going to get up, 10 receptions a game. Yeah. But man, I don't know what it is. I might call it a gut feeling.
You got a feeling about him?
No, about T and Boyd. And Tyler Boyd, because he's their 3, right? Are we assuming he's their 3 this year?
He's their 3, yeah.
I don't love the guys. I don't find them.
They're always second fiddle.
They're always second fiddle. I mean, T. Higgins, like, I feel like he's just kind of that. He is a B. He's a solid B.
He will always be a 1B in that team.
He is a solid B. He's not a, it's not a 1A, 1A, or how do I describe it? He's a 2. He's a solid 2. He's not the B. Sorry, my bad.
He's a solid 2. I would say it's like a 1A to a 1C. There is no 1B. They're a little bit further away from each other. Higgins would be great he'd be the number 1 on his own team.
That's what I was going to say. If you play Higgins on any other team, he's an alpha.
He's stuck behind Chase.
But
where did he go to school, guys?
LSU.
Where did Joe Burrow go to school?
Go Tigers.
They've been playing for...
He went to Ohio State, didn't he? And then he transferred.
7 years together.
I just, Chase, see, like, I don't... Even then, I think there's quite a bit of separation from Jefferson and... Like, I probably put Chase at the number 2, maybe number 3 wide receiver in the league right now. Yeah. But I still think there's quite a bit of separation for me personally between Jefferson and Kupp and Chase.
You gotta remember...
And so I don't... But I don't value the quarterbacks as much in this.
How much better is Joe Burrow than...
Geno Smith?
Kirk Cousins to you?
Kirk Cousins? By, a good margin.
Substantial?
Not substantial, a good margin.
Very good.
I'd say a good margin.
So do you think Kirk Cousins plus Justin Jefferson is better than Joe Burrow plus his college wide receiver?
Well, that's what he's proven to us for the past 2 years, yes.
Okay, you got to think about it. This is unprecedented what Justin Jefferson has done 2 years.
Yeah.
Is that even sustainable?
I mean,
Jamar
if he's done
Chase has not hit his ceiling.
I drafted him last night, so it better be.
Yes.
Jamar Chase hasn't hit his
I think
ceiling
Jefferson.
at all.
I think, and neither is Jefferson.
He has hit
They're the
his
same,
ceiling
aren't
with
they?
Kirk
They're the
Cousins,
same age. But I mean, in his own abilities, Jefferson's only getting faster, getting better routes. Like,
I mean, you can't say he's only
like
these things.
I think Cousins will have a little bit of a slightly down year, but I don't think it's going to be enough to really tamper with or even make me consider, like, in a fantasy perspective, take Jefferson after Chase. Like, I think
in a perfect world, you don't think Jefferson's better than if you take both quarterbacks, they're going to be absolutely healthy this year. They're going to play their best.
Okay.
And add their respective receiver. You don't think that combo is going to be...
No, I'd rather have Jeff. I hold Jefferson in high regard compared to Chase.
Wow. Okay.
I do. I think, and that's not to downplay Chase's abilities. I just hold Jefferson that high.
Okay.
I think we need to get Joey B on the podcast.
Yeah.
He's played with both of them. He can speak to them.
Like, imagine... Okay, do you think Joey B with Justin Jefferson would be better than Kirk Cousins with Justin Jefferson?
Yes.
So you think Justin Jefferson is that much better than Jamar Chase?
Yes.
Like,
yeah.
That's fair.
That's fine. I mean, yeah.
QBs, I don't... Yeah, never mind. Let's move on.
I got Bengals at 1. I mean...
Yeah. I got Bengals at 1, too. I think we talked enough about all that.
Yeah.
It's just that maybe Chase is getting... He's also with Higgins. I mean, who's with Justin Jefferson? Nobody. That's why they go to him all the time. So if he's got Addison now, he's going to take away a lot of targets. He might not be putting up the numbers that Chase.
But Jefferson's had Thielen these past couple of years.
The corpse of Thielen.
And KJ Osborne. Thielen's been fine. A couple of years ago, he was great. Thielen, I mean, yeah, he's older, but he's been a reliable number 2. He's been kind of like a safety valve. Almost, not the same player, so I like it, but I see kind of both those guys as just like you throw it to, and like you kind of just trust them.
Sure. I know. I remember having Thielen and.
Yeah, I remember specifically what, dude. It had to be 3. It had, dude. No, seriously. This touchdown, this image of this touchdown is burned in my mind because I think we were hanging out at the time. He falls. He's literally falling down into the corner of the end zone and snags the touchdown. And it's like the 6 points that puts you over me in fantasy, which I think was
the ones you remember.
Which was like a pretty pivotal game. Or we had a $5 bet on it because whenever we bet $5, you beat me.
Yeah, but I was.
But then I own you in the playoffs.
Except maybe that 1 year. It must have been a $5 bet.
It was a $5 bet. You always beat me with $5 bets, but I own you in the playoffs. That's how it works. So that's why I don't. That's why I don't bet in the playoffs. I don't like you to say own. You've never beat me in the playoffs. You're like 0-3 before though. So you're like but way before we played. Because you never played me.
That's all I'm saying.
All right. Anyways.
I'm 0-3.
All right. My number 1 is the Seattle Seahawks, and that is because DK Metcalf. While I agree with both of you that DK Metcalf has not been the alpha up to now. DK Metcalf is going to take the next step, and that's with the help of guys like Jackson Smith and Jigba, who are going to open them up way more in the end zone. Tyler Lockett's going to stay just as consistent as he has been in these past few years, where he's just the most reliable guy. He is the most reliable guy on the field.
He's a safety blanket.
He is.
He will catch anything you throw at him. I mean, Jackson Smith and Jigba is going to be the third down weapon. He's going to be the X factor, the wild card that really improves this offense overall, I think. In addition to our run game, that's just astounding. And Geno Smith is always going to be as efficient as ever. So, call me a homer. No, call me your insults.
We will. Homer.
I had him at 2.
Call me your insults, but man, I had him at 2. I just it's a hard time, and like I said, I think the big part of this prediction comes from DK Metcalf going to be that. He's got to be the guy. If he's not the dude, if he's not the dude this year, then this prediction falls apart. And I do agree that the Bengals are number 1. Yeah, because they do have a guy. They have a dude.
Enough time to prove it. He needs to get shit or get off the.
And you know what's crazy too is that we could all be foolish as fuck, and the Vikings could be number 1 on this list at the end of the next season if Addison falls into place and like KJ Osborne's like
Cousins is having a career year though.
I mean, sure, but like I don't think it's out of the realm of possibilities where Jefferson stays so consistent. KJ Osborne maybe does a little more than he's been in the couple past years, and then Addison's just like this solid guy who's causing so much separation and chaos in the back, or on routes, and really allows this Viking offense to take off. But you know what? They're still going to choke in the playoffs, so who does it really? Who really matter? Or what does it really matter?
All right, let's move on. Yeah.
All right, so that was our top 10. Do we want to do? We don't want to walk through it again, do we?
No. Just re-listen.
You guys re-listen to it. We'll post it. We'll post it in a day in the Discord if you join. That's a recommendation for you to join. All right. So now we're going to move. Unless there's any other thoughts about wide receiver cores.
Nope.
We're going to move on. We're going to talk about our top 10 offensive rookies this year. And CDubs, you want to talk about how you did your list, or did you have any special way you ordered it, or did you just
I honestly just closed my eyes and thought, who is going to have the best year this year? Not who has the most potential in future years.
Sure.
I just
biggest impact.
Going off of my gut feeling, yeah.
For me, it was kind of like who's able to go into that offense and play right away? Who's gonna make an impact? Like
who's most ready?
It's just like there's a slot for him that they were just waiting for him to get inserted into, and he'll perform. You know, that's why they're in the top 10. That's why they're up here in our rankings. They're gonna be providing some offense. So, what about you?
Same. Biggie J, Prophet J, Jordan, whatever you want to call me. People can call me anything, because you're my people. You're my Shmokers. Yeah, I mean, same kind of deal. It was really, for me, it was like biggest impact. And I think you'll be surprised at what I find to be impactful in positions versus another. Because I think my list will probably trend on the hot side compared to y'all's. But
maybe, I don't know.
We'll see. Like, I feel like my positions are what I consider to be the most impactful versus another. Yeah. So, CDubs, you want to start us off?
Yeah, I got Charbonnet at 10.
Ooh.
I'm not a big Charbonnet fan. I think I have him at
enough
10.
to rank him at 10.
I know. But in comparison to these other people, I mean, my next one's gonna be, you guys are gonna absolutely fry me on that one. But I got Charbonnet at 10.
Too low for me.
I think people just at large are kind of saying Charbonnet is gonna have this huge role already coming in, and I don't think he's not going to have a role, but I just think it's not going to be as big as people are hyping it up to be. Like, I think Ken is still going to be like the main guy in the offense at running back. So like Charbonnet will come in and spell him. I think he's more of like a third down running back this year. Obviously, this is all barring Ken's health.
Yeah.
Because he's currently Ken Walker's currently nursing a growing injury, which
still.
I think he came back to practice, but those can linger.
The groin, dude. You do one small movement and that groin.
You ever strain your groin?
Yeah,
it sucks.
It barks. It barks at you like K-Dog does.
I want to jump in here.
Yeah, go for it.
Real quick. I had Kenneth Walker at number 7 in my top 10 running backs.
Okay.
So I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
That's why I also got Charb at 10, because I think he's going to come in for those spells. And when they establish a running game, when someone like Charbonnet comes in, he's still going to be able to produce in that running game, because they're doing it for a reason. They're spreading it around the field. He's going to come in, get those spells. And just watching him in preseason, he lowers his shoulder. He likes to hit.
He destroys some dudes.
He likes to catch.
Yeah.
He's going to be a great little rookie for us.
He's a buff dude.
Absolutely. And so I got him at 10. I mean, top 10 rookie. There's a lot of rookies coming in the league this year. So to be in 10, you got to be pretty good.
Yeah, I like that pick. He's on my list. Not this current pick.
Wow.
But yeah, I love that. But I'm gonna talk about my number 10. And I think you guys are going to think this is quite hot, but they don't call me Prophet J for no reason. That's because I got Tank Bigsby.
Oh.
At number 10.
Wow.
You're in a volcano, my friend.
And
wow. Wait, I kind of want to... Okay. I don't want to say something right now.
Okay.
I want to break in a little bit.
Oh!
I got Tank Bigsby at number 9.
Oh!
So, because... ETN, I've been hearing talks that they're trying to do a little more of a 1A, 1B. Really spell ETN. We're talking about Charbonnet coming in and giving Ken Walker some time off.
Yeah, this is looking to be kind of a situation. I feel like that was like almost Zeke and Pollard-ish.
Yeah, exactly. I hear you there.
As the resident Jags fan, I will come on and just say real quick that under a Doug Peterson offense, he has never had one running back, at least in fantasy, finish as an RB14 or better. So I do think there's going to be spells. With that said, I don't have Tank on my list, but I do like the take.
Yeah.
It's a weird situation because it reminds me a little bit of, and this is, I mean, bear with me here. This reminds me a little bit of the Seahawks offense where they got 3 dudes. Mm-hmm. They got 2 guys at RB who are decent. I definitely put Trevor Lawrence higher than Geno Smith. But, like, that's kind of... I mean, I think that's I think it's going to be a similar situation to that, and like I think I see Bigsby. I mean, I keep hearing these talks, these whispers in the winds of Jacksonville.
A lot of wind around here.
A lot of wind in Seattle, Washington. Of Tank Bigsby, he he might have this job in a little bit.
Wow, and, those are some strong guests.
And I just think that
Gale Force wins.
He's worth. We'll watch. He's worth potentially a late round draft if you're playing
a little
redraft.
Yeah, I'm in there.
If he's dynasty, he's worth maybe a little earlier draft. And speaking of drafts, we're gonna take the draft to the draft of wins to the next pick. So that's number 9.
All right, man. So this is the one you guys are gonna rake me over the coals for, and that's totally fine. We're going to Tennessee for number 9. We're going Tyjae Spears at number 9.
Wow. I don't hate it because I think he has the same rationale behind my number 8. So we'll get to that.
Okay.
Just keep going.
I know everyone keeps talking about this running back cliff that King Henry might fall off one day. I don't think it really matters. I think Tyjae Spears is actually going to have a pretty big impact on the offense this year.
Really?
I don't think anyone out there was really watching Tulane football games last year.
Nope.
But I highly recommend you go and watch his highlights last year. He is not the biggest guy in the world, but he can move. He's got acceleration. He's got great moves when he hits the hole. Like, I'm very high on Tyjae Spears. And I feel like if Henry goes down, it won't matter. I think Tennessee will still be just as fine. Wow. I really do.
Do you think he takes the leap over, because they took, who was it, Hassan Haskins?
Oh, Hassan Haskins is a bum.
All
He's a bum, bro.
Certified.
But do you think the offense still revolves around this kind of running first offense, even with Tyjae Spears? Like, he fills into that role, or do you feel like they'll start passing more?
I think it could shift a little bit and they start passing more, but not enough to alter their identity. So
I just ask because I don't know much about him.
Yeah.
And
no, dude, if you
I know like, especially like coming from a dynasty perspective, like he was drafted fairly highly.
Dude, he can
and
move.
like it sounds like he's kind of a guy that that maybe the Tennessee Titans see as a future Henry Light, but in a different manner.
Yeah.
I'm not saying the USC defense was really stellar last year, but watch the highlights of him in that, and I think it was the Cotton Bowl when they played and beat USC last year. Watch his highlights. He destroyed, like, who's their coach? Lincoln Riley was like crying on the sidelines because he was like,
Tulane?
They gave it.
USC?
Yeah.
I don't remember that.
Yeah.
Is that their only loss?
No. Oh, USC's only loss? No, USC lost to it. They lost to Utah twice.
Oh yeah, when they could have went to the probably went to the playoffs, right? If they beat Utah.
Yeah. Obligatory fuck USC.
Yeah, USC sucks.
Wow.
Anyways, that's
and
my number 9.
Rip the Pac-12.
Your number 9?
That was my number 9, yeah.
So,
yeah.
Rip the Pac-12.
Coop's
Didn't you skip?
I did Bigsby for 9.
Oh yeah, you talked about him already.
Yeah.
So we'll go.
You want to go to my number 9?
Yeah.
Oof.
Yeah.
All right. So if we thought we were sounding the alarm for Tyjae, we're sounding the alarm for mine, which is Dalton Kincaid.
Oh, I love that.
It was tough for me to try to find a spot for a tight end in this.
That's fair.
So I really wanted to include a tight end, and I think Kincaid was the one that seems deserving. I mean, I feel like that's a piece that the Buffalo Bills have been missing these past couple years. Like, Dawson Knox has been a guy.
Yeah, what about
But
him? What do you mean?
Like, I don't feel like he's been as impactful in the receiving side as he could have been. And that's what Kincaid's kind of seems like he's being brought in to do.
Tight ends aren't like necessarily a position teams are missing. Like,
but it is certainly a benefit, no doubt, right?
That's also fair, but I think Kincaid is like could have a ceiling of Jason Witten if he's used correctly.
It seems like
Witten?
Yeah, there's
it's
just
not
like
a very high ceiling. It's like a 10-floor building.
I mean, but no, like he's so agile. Like he could be used as a wide receiver, and he's going to be used as a. Okay, maybe I had the wrong comparison
You're thinking
there.
like Kyle Pitts, Mark Andrews.
No,
I wouldn't say Kyle Pitts.
Witten was a great.
Kyle Pitts is more athletic, but
okay.
I still think Kincaid. I mean,
Kittle?
Kincaid is on my list further up, but I do love it.
So Coop didn't include him.
No,
I don't have any tight ends.
maybe not. I just think Kincaid,
I love tight ends.
like, the Bills are looking. What was the biggest thing from last year, right? Diggs is on the sideline crying in the playoff games. We need more weapons. We need more weapons. Who did they go get? Dalton Kincaid.
Why not
Yeah.
get a wide receiver too?
They traded up.
Kincaid
They
is a wide
traded
receiver.
up to get Dalton Kincaid.
Kincaid's a wide receiver too, in my opinion, in this offense. He's going to be the second. He's going to be the second pass option behind Diggs.
I will say this as well. With all the rookies, we don't have NFL film right now. Like, yeah, we might have like 10 preseason snaps out of these guys, and that's it. So going back to my 9, Tyjae Spears, watching the film on him, watch the film on Dalton Kincaid at Utah. He was crispy with his routes. For as big as he is, He's crispy.
He's like me out there.
No.
Yeah, he's like you. He's like you. He's like you in your rec leagues.
All right, yeah, let's go.
Anyways, I love it though. I love it.
All right, let's go to 8. Let's go to CDubs 8.
8, I got CJ Stroud. I don't like it. I don't think CJ Stroud's going to have a good year, but I had to put respect on quarterbacks, and I think, I'm just going to make it short and sweet. Like, I don't think he's going to have as good of a season as Bryce Young, because his weapons are worse, and that's not saying much because Bryce Young's weapons aren't that great either.
No,
so,
they're really not.
Short, sweet, straight to the point. I think CJ Stroud has a higher ceiling than Bryce Young, and in terms of a career, but this year, I can't put him above Bryce Young.
And they traded away their first for next year, right? So I feel like I see them taking like a... Honestly, I could see this being like a pick where C.J. Stroud's maybe like the guy next year, plus a rookie wide receiver that they take. Like, because they have like a mid first next year, something like that.
But you also have to look at coaching too. At least I do when I'm comparing quarterbacks. They have DeMeco Ryans, who's first year head coach. You know, Panthers have Frank Reich, who's a playoff head coach. True. I think that plays a role in things as well. So I guess when I'm looking at the teams, I have a higher outlook for the Panthers than I do the Texans. So.
Stroud's still a team that I feel like the Texans are still a team that's a year out, a couple of years out from being serious.
So I got Stroud at 8.
Okay.
I like that.
I got Deuce Vaughn at 8.
Somebody call 911.
This dude's gonna be good.
Expert analysis, people. This dude
gonna be good.
Well, you should have said this deuce gonna be good.
Yeah, you missed it there.
That's fine. I don't care. He's gonna be great. I mean, have you watched him play?
Yeah.
I remember. I mean, what?
No, I'm sorry. Please continue.
He's gonna. I mean, okay. He's playing with Pollard. Pollard's never had a full season.
Did you just watch Rico Dowdle this weekend?
Have you seen Deuce?
We were watching the game together.
He's Rico who? Doodle?
Rico, what's the Rico Doodle Bob?
All right, get out of here. Deuce Vaughn, he's gonna actually be a guy on the Cowboys. I think he's gonna come with when Pollard. It's just like the whole K9 versus with Sharp thing, and he's such a shifty little dude. You cannot see him behind the line.
So they say.
So they say.
Is that a wind from Dallas?
I might have a little connection to Dallas.
Little insider info.
Woo. He's friends with Jerry Jones.
I got a little Barks talking a little Deuce Vaughn up, but I think he's gonna perform more of an impact as a rookie than a lot of these people are thinking.
I will say he's an exciting player to watch. Like, of all people that, it's my.
Have you ever seen Darren Sproles play a game? How tall was that guy?
Yeah, he wasn't tall. He also didn't do very good.
He was pretty good.
Deuce Vaughn, I'm rooting for. Like, honestly, watching his highlights, it is so fun because I don't think I've seen somebody just ankles broken in such a short period of time. Yeah. Like, he just blows up guys' ankles.
It's amazing.
Like, he has to return them. He gives them back to them for Christmas. He goes, "Here's your ankles.
Yeah.
Thanks for asking for them."
All right, let's just get into number 8 for your.
All right, next time. So I'm the highest on this guy. I got Charbonnet at 8.
That's fair.
And the sole reason for me having him a little higher than these guys is simply just because I think he's going to get a little more volume. I think the Seahawks might baby K9 a little bit just in terms of his overall volume. Like, I still think he's going to be a huge impact player on the team.
Yeah.
But K9 has shown that he can be a little bit of an injury risk.
Right.
And Charbonnet is proving to be a little bit of the bigger dude. I think he's a little bit of a bigger body than K9 is. And so we might even see him taking some of the goal work away from K9, which would be a little bit more impactful. And I think he is proven to be a bit of a better pass catcher. So I could see a very common thing where, K9 comes in for the first couple downs of a drive and then Charbonnet comes in for the third. Might also take away some of that goal line work, as I just mentioned. So I think he will have a big offense or a big part of this offense that, in my opinion, call me a homer. I know this is the Prophet J Homer podcast, but
Jesus,
like, he'll have a big impact overall.
I think
for the Seahawks offense.
There's two ways I see this. I rank Ken Walker at 3, or not 3, 7 on my top 10 running backs.
Yeah,
but I can also also see a reality where they are like a 1A, 1B. It's just like a Tony Pollard to, Zeke Elliott.
If we're going to talk fantasy, K9 scares me a little bit because I am worried about Charbonnet creeping up on that and just the injury risk of it. So, but I mean, he's a guy that could absolutely ball out, improve on last year. So we'll see. Let's move on to 7. CDubs.
All I'm going to say on the Charbonnet Ken Walker discussion is don't sleep on Kenny McIntosh.
Dude, Georgia running back. I know.
Don't sleep on Kenny.
Was he the number 1 guy there, McIntosh, at Georgia?
I don't think so. I think he kind of spelled in a little bit. But Georgia also gets
gets
all the good running backs.
I was going to say regardless, like that's crazy. We actually it's funny you mentioned that because we were looking when we talked about last podcast something about Bama, and Coop had mentioned something about Jalen Hurts versus UW, and we were looking to actually fact check if it was Jalen Hurts who blew up the Huskies, and it was not. It was Bo Scarborough.
Bo who?
Scarborough, is that how you say his name?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think
and then if you look at some of the other guys that got
haunts me, bro.
That got some plays. You see Josh Jacobs.
Oh.
Yeah, that's right.
And there was 2 other guys that were very key NFL players to this day, but I can't remember what their names were.
Walter Payton and no.
Anyways, let's move on.
We got torched.
Let's move on.
Yeah, my 7 already talked about Dalton Kincaid.
Wow.
No need to elaborate. Dalton Kincaid.
All right, I'll just get right into this one then. This is gonna be low for you guys, I think. JSN.
Wow. Yeah.
So I'm ranking these guys. Who's gonna come in and have like immediate impact? I see JSN here. He's gonna. I mean, you still got 2 dogs in front of him. You still got DK and Lockett.
Yep.
So to carve out any type of role, it's going to take some time. It's going to take some development. He's not going to get it right away, but he's still good enough to be a top 10 for me.
Okay.
He's still going to provide an impact on.
I respect it.
I love him. So
I want to come back to that. He's on my list. I'm assuming he's on your list.
Yeah,
so I think we should go back to that when we get to him. So for my 7, I got Quentin Johnson.
Okay.
I have him a little higher than other rookie wide receivers on my list, and that's simply because he's got a couple guys in front of him and I don't think the talent is there as much as some of the other rookies compared to the guys they got in front of him. And so, I mean, like, not to say though, like he's a solid 3. Like if there are no injuries, like he is a solid 3. He's gonna be a great guy. Justin Herbert's a great quarterback. He's gonna give it to him. He's gonna have plenty of opportunities to show his stuff and be a dominator out on the field, but. I think some of these other guys are probably going to have a little bit more of an opportunity. And that's not to say, though, that if we see Mike Williams or Keenan Allen get hurt, Quentin Johnson could very well end up as really a top 2 wide receiver with that amount of opportunity and volume if Keenan Allen or Mike Williams goes down.
And you got to remember who the OC is now.
And it's Kellen Moore.
Kellen
Moore, baby.
You got to remember who his quarterback is. Justin Herbert. So that's why I'm gonna skip Sumo over here for a sec. I'm gonna go. I got Quentin Johnson
for number 6. Yeah.
6.
So, and you do too?
No, I don't have Quentin Johnson on my list.
Oh shit! All right,
all right.
So you guys go at it, please.
I just see the opportunity. He comes into an offense, a Kellen Moore, Justin Herbert led offense. That's why I got him above JSN.
Yeah.
I think JSN's a better player.
You think he has more opportunity to
better
to do some damage?
I'm always going to put Herbert above Geno. I love Geno, but Herbert's my number 3. Much better quarterback for him. He's just going to have way more opportunity, way more scoring opportunities down the field, middle of the field. It's going to be a good year for Quentin Johnson. So
I could see it. I think kind of going back to what we talked about a couple minutes ago with like the kind of the new mold of wide receiver that the NFL's starting to go to. I just think it is the complete antithesis.
You're right.
Of Quentin Johnson.
You're right.
Like I think he's super big. Like don't get me wrong, super big body.
Yeah.
He can run, but I just think he's just kind of like clumsy out there in a way.
But he could be the last.
Like again, I think I'm going to be wrong on this. Like I think he's going to have a good season. When I think of like rookies that I want a piece of in any way, shape, or form, he just doesn't speak to me for some reason. Okay. I don't know. It might just be because I'm obsessed with the smaller, more finesse receivers. But I'm not a big fan of Quentin Johnson.
I want to speak really quickly just to the ability of Justin Herbert and how last pod we were talking about how he was just throwing like just dimes with broken ribs. Like he doesn't really have a big separator guy. Imagine if he did. Like imagine
like a young out, like in his prime separators.
Like he's got
Keenan Allen.
Like Keenan Allen, yes, like
31.
Yeah, Keenan Allen. Yeah,
31.
That's what I was gonna say. Was Keenan Allen
ever since he's been there?
Maybe if you have Keenan Allen a couple of years ago, maybe 3 years ago.
Yeah.
Like he's probably a big separator guy. But like, imagine if you get like one of these younger guys, like younger, speedier guys, a Devonta Smith, a Jahan Dotson, Jalen Waddle. Like that'd be nasty. Like what Chargers? What are we doing?
Like
let's get him one of those guys.
Went there,
yeah.
he'd be probably at
what did the Chargers? I don't recall what the Chargers draft pick was, but like I can't imagine that there wasn't some sort of younger. No, sorry. The number of their pick. Like it was Quinn Johnson over like guys like Zay Flowers or like
he was the third receiver. It went JSN, Addison, Quentin Johnson, Flowers.
So like I'm just trying to imagine Justin Herbert with somewhat of a speedy, just guy that can create so much separation. And like, man, when you already have a guy like Mike Williams who's a big body, it makes me want one of those guys for him. And so I'm curious. I'm curious to see how that will work out this year because I think, man, if Zay Flowers proves to be like a dude
Flowers?
What did I say?
You meant Quentin Johnson.
No.
Are you skipping ahead on us?
No. Zay Flowers for the for the Ravens, right?
The Ravens?
Yeah. I'm saying if like because you said Quentin Johnson was taken before Zay Flowers, so I'm saying if Zay Flowers proves to be a guy for the Ravens, like the Chargers, I think are really going to regret taking Johnson because they already have that archetype in their wide receiver core. That's what I'm saying.
I guess
I follow.
Maybe I was jumping around too much, but that's just like
I get you.
Okay, let's move on.
So that was your 6.
Yeah.
Okay, so my 6, well, I guess is a good transition point, is Zay Flowers.
Wow.
For the Baltimore Ravens. Is that low compared to you guys?
No, it's in the ballpark.
Pretty damn low.
Pretty damn low compared to you? Okay, well...
I'll get there.
So, I mean, I feel like the story behind this Baltimore Ravens offense in this offseason is it Todd? Todd Monken?
Todd Monken.
Monken. Mr. Monken.
We've heard this guy's name a lot, haven't we?
We've talked about him a little bit. Like, I mean, is he going to be the dude? Like, here's my problem with the Baltimore Ravens, and like some people have more of an issue with this than others. Is I don't think Lamar is that elite of a passer. I think he's probably in the bottom 15 of passers in the league.
Okay.
And
15.
I don't know if I'd rank him there, but
just because there is a passing offense there's an offense that is more passing friendly due to offensive coordinator doesn't mean that the quarterback gets better at passing. And so I'm a little nervous about Flowers, but that's not to say I don't trust his ability. I mean, we keep talking about this archetype of wide receivers that are young, that are speedy, that cause separation. Exactly. I think Zay Flowers is one of those guys, and which is why I have him at 6.
You need to think of the wide receiver core he's joining.
He could become an automatic. He could be a 1.
I think he is an automatic 1.
I mean,
exactly.
Well, so here's the thing. So, but no, you consider Andrews the 1. I think we all do. Sure. Yeah. Andrews is the 1. Yeah,
I guess number 1 wide receiver.
But I mean, Flowers he's probably a guy that could get open deep, probably a little bit of a long ball threat, and I think he'll do fine. He'll have a significant impact, but it's not enough to really be enough to be ahead of some of these other guys that I have ahead of him.
That's fair.
All right, so let's move on to 5.
I never gave my 6.
Oh,
because we scooped. What am I saying? We skipped for Coop.
Coop scooped.
Scoop. Yeah, my 6 is Bryce Young. I kind of already talked about him a little bit, but I think he'll have a good season. They have Thielen, Chark, Mingo. I think those are all solid guys for a rookie quarterback. Again, I'm comparing him to Stroud's situation.
I like Mingo,
and I think Bryce Young is going to have a solid season. He's not going to be great. He's not going to be bad. He's just going to be he'll be fine. Yeah, he'll be your middle of the road quarterback. So I got him at 6. He's got lofty expectations for the number 1 pick. I get it. Panthers fans, he's not going to meet him this year. Sorry. You're going to win 5 games. But I think he's going to play fine. He'll make rookie mistakes. All in all, I got him at 6.
I got him at 5. So I want to jump to that really quickly.
Perfect.
Yeah. I mean, I agree. I think he's going to be I think he's going to be a bottom 15 QB this year. But I think he's gonna be enough to get him on like a bottom 15 QB is still.
Bottom 15 is terrible.
But like that's still good. But that's still good in the perspective of all QBs in this league.
You think they are a top half of the league team?
The Panthers?
Yeah.
No.
So how is he a top 15 quarterback?
I think he's gonna be in the bottom 15.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah, he's at bottom.
I thought he was top.
So, I mean, like, look, I think he's gonna give you a decent first year. You're not gonna win the division. You're not going to the playoffs. No. But like when your wide receiver one is Adam Thielen, like, yikes, sorry y'all. Like you know that you're in for a rough season. Or is it Jonathan? Is it Jonathan? Or is it Jonathan Mingo? We don't know.
Is Baby Chark?
Where has Chark ever been a wide receiver?
Baby Chark.
Like you're not. I mean, yeah.
Jacksonville.
Like
Blake Bortles.
Young.
That was Allen Robinson. Was the wide receiver one?
Like let's be honest. Young is set up to fail this season. Like he doesn't have a whole lot of weapons. He doesn't have a whole lot of.
Miles Sanders.
He has Miles Sanders, which is a hot fantasy pick, but he doesn't get a whole lot besides that. So yeah, I got Young at 5. I mean, I think he'll have a decent impact, and he's gonna play well. I think he's gonna do good. He seems to be a smart guy, but yeah, let's go on to Coop or CDubs 5.
Yeah, I got 5.
We'll go.
Let's light them matches. I got Jahmyr Gibbs at number 5.
Oh, boo!
I got Jahmyr Gibbs at number 5.
Boo!
I'm assuming that's too low for you.
Yeah.
I would say this. If David Montgomery ceased to exist, if he got Thanos snapped tomorrow, Jahmyr Gibbs would be number 1. But that's not going to be the case.
That's not fair.
And
I'll tell you why.
Well, okay, I guess he wouldn't be 1.
Is also like if Algier was also snapped away.
Algier's terrible. That's the difference.
Mm-mm.
David Montgomery's not.
That's what I'm saying. So you put Gibbs above Bijan?
No.
Okay.
No. So I guess he wouldn't be 1. But I think look, and this may be because I have taken the pass catching back or like that kind of more scat back into the Lions offense the last several years in fantasy, and I really loved DeAndre Swift, and the Lions just completely misused him. Yeah. And I don't think it's because they didn't know how to use him or because DeAndre Swift sucks. Like I love DeAndre Swift. I just think the Lions are just inept. I think they're incompetent. And
wow.
I think I don't understand. Like I didn't get the Gibbs pick when they took him in the draft. I still don't get it. Like they gave the bag to Montgomery. It doesn't make sense. It's not adding up to me. Like are they going to complement each other? Yeah, but I don't think Gibbs is going to have as big of an impact as everyone is thinking he's going to have.
Detroit fans.
That's not 5, dog. That's high.
I know. Well, look at the other rookie running backs that I've ranked. Obviously he's going to do better than Tyjae Spears and Charbonnet, but.
Detroit fans, we're putting his phone number in the description.
I know, and that's what I'm saying. I'm not saying he's going to have a bad season. I'm just saying he's not going to have as good of a season as people are expecting.
That's why I have Gibbs at 5.
Oh!
I have Gibbs at 5 because I think he's going to be pretty good.
Yeah.
He's on a high-powered offense. See, Gibbs is also the reason I don't have a tight end on this list because I was thinking Laporta might be on the list. Because who else is there? Amon-Ra St. Brown, great player. Jameson Williams, suspended 6 weeks. Who's going to be that second pass catcher? Gibbs.
I couldn't tell you.
Dude, Jameson, don't get me started on Jameson Williams. We don't know anything about that guy.
I don't talk about that. That's what I'm saying. Gibbs is going to be that second.
He's the safety valve.
Exactly. So that's why I got him at 5.
Oh man, you guys are going to hate my Gibbs pick.
All right, we're gonna move on to.
So we're moving to 4 then.
Yeah, 4.
We're moving to 4. I got Jordan. What's Addison's first name?
Jordan
Addison. My name. Maybe I'm Jordan Addison.
Ooh.
Maybe I'm just going to hop on here. I also have Jordan Addison at 4. So
yeah.
Let's just talk about it.
Yeah, so Jordan Addison.
He's got him higher over there.
Potentially.
Yeah,
Maybe
I think
he didn't make the list. No, I'm kidding.
Right. I think he's going to have a lot of great opportunity this year. I mean, I love these. As I mentioned earlier, I love these younger wide receiver 2s that are rookies that are coming up, like Jalen Waddle-esque, Jahan Dotson-esque. These dudes are getting so much opportunity because they're getting so much opportunity. Well, yeah, because one, not only just simply due to their talents, but also because the guys ahead of them, aka Justin Jefferson, are just absolute monsters in the league.
And they're just taking coverage from them all day.
Yeah,
It's gonna open
obviously
up the field so much.
Justin Jefferson's gonna own. He's probably gonna get double teamed every single freaking game. And
We
then
have a swear jar on this pod, so
I mean,
he almost had to put a quarter in there.
to be fair, I did say FUSC, so
well,
Well,
that
there's been
doesn't.
a lot dropped.
Yeah, that's fine. That's
Sorry,
free.
Mom.
That's
Love
free.
you.
But dude, Jordan Addison, man. I mean, if JJ is getting doubled, if he's taking the top guy, like Jordan Addison with his ability, he's gonna take.
Yeah.
Like he's gonna get a lot of receptions. He's gonna get a lot of passes. Like Kirk Cousins, I keep calling for the down year. Even despite that, he's gonna still feast.
I just wish they had a better quarterback.
yeah.
Imagine those two with.
I mean, when there's so many.
Mahomes or-
I don't know if it matters though. That's how pass heavy that
Sure.
team's gonna
Like
be.
Fair, yeah.
there's, I mean,
Yeah. Get
and,
rid of
like,
Dalvin Cook.
yeah.
mean,
great point, right? Like,
and that's the top 10 on another guy's list. I want to ask Kale what he thought about that.
well, hold on. Let's wait on
Fade.
that. All right. Well, that's all
All right,
we
that's
need.
enough we need.
Yeah. Like, and that's a good point too, is because, I mean, we probably won't see as much running as we have in previous seasons from the Vikings, and so with these guys being a top two duo, like I think they're bound to get a lot of receptions, a lot of work altogether, and yeah, Addison number
Addison
4,
four.
baby.
They got you.
I like it. You said you had Addison at
I
4
got him
too.
at 4, so just, go
All
ahead.
right, I got JSN at 4.
Oh,
I
boo!
don't disagree.
I
at
think a
all.
lot of the same reasons that Coop highlighted. I just,
Yeah.
he's gonna have a solid season. I don't think he's gonna have as good of a season as the 3 guys I have ranked ahead of him.
Fair enough.
Okay,
That's how I like to rank people too.
okay.
You think they're gonna be good, but it's just like the next people just are gonna be
Yeah,
great.
it's gonna be a little bit better.
Let's go on a 3 then.
Is me?
I think we're all right. We all done our 4.
Yeah, we all
Let's
done
go to
4.
3.
All right, I got CJ Stroud up here.
Wow, that's
Wait.
hold on. Yeah, just kidding. That's pretty hot. That's pretty
That was a
hot.
hot one. It's just, I think this is the most complete quarterback to come into this league
Yeah.
right now. I liked him coming out of Ohio State. It's like Ohio State quarterbacks. Last one was Justin Fields. I also had kind of a feeling for this
They're
guy,
kind of hit
but
and miss.
I mean, statistically they haven't been very good.
Terrell
Yeah.
Pryor.
I mean, I don't want to talk on Dwayne Haskins. Obviously a situation,
Rip,
but like,
rip.
yeah, rip.
You
But his year that he was in the league, he wasn't super
But
great.
Stroud, I mean, if you look at the college football playoffs, who took Georgia within 1 point?
No, that's a good point.
That's Ohio State. So
But was that Stroud or the playmakers around Stroud?
it doesn't matter. He's getting if he was working with NFL caliber.
He had Marvin Harrison Jr. though.
Exactly. So if he's working with NFL caliber players against NFL caliber players in college, how's he going to do with NFL caliber players around him in the NFL? So he's got Dameon Pierce. He's got
I don't. That's what.
decent wide receiver. I mean, it's a wide receiver.
Isn't Tank Dell a wide receiver? He's got
Tank
Nico
Dell,
Collins.
You got Mechie.
Nico
you have
Collins.
Robert
Hutchinson.
Woods.
Who's the guy that keeps
Robert
getting?
Woods
Who's the guy that got
not
suspended for
terrible.
Peds? Is he still on that team?
Oh, you're thinking of
Frick, what's his name?
Texans wide receiver?
Yeah, you know who I'm talking. You know who I'm talking about. He had the braids.
Oh, Will Fuller?
Yes.
Oh,
Is
yeah.
he still there?
I think he's out of the league. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, he's kind of a bum when he got back.
Gonna be better than last year. I think Stroud's gonna be. I think the way I'm ranking these people, they're gonna have the most impact on their team. I think Stroud's gonna win a lot of very close games for them. He's gonna easily.
Like 2, 3.
We'll see.
Hot take. Texans are going to surpass their win total this year.
Yeah.
Projected
fading.
win total.
I'm fading.
Oh, is that why you love Dameon Pierce so much?
No. You can have a good running back on a bad team. That happens quite frequently.
Will Anderson will be a different.
Look at Josh Jacobs last year. The Raiders were not good, and
enough.
Josh Jacobs ran for what,
I mean,
1,700?
we'll
And
go to
Adams
next
is still
three.
good. Okay,
Yeah,
next
go ahead.
3, I got JSN,
Yeah.
which I'm the highest here,
That's fine.
which is probably should not be surprising based off my wide receiver core
Number
ranking.
1 wide receiver core, yeah.
Yeah. So JSN, call me the homer. You're a homer too.
I am,
ho. But like, here's my thing, man. Like, as I mentioned earlier, I think he's gonna cause so much positive additions just to this offense in Seattle, and that's going to be one helping move DK to be kind of the alpha guy, where JSN's going to be drawing a lot of attention, meaning DK is going to have a little bit more of an ability to take some of these other guys and really take advantage of them. I mean, he's obviously the best wide receiver in the draft. He's going to be the guy that really takes advantage of Geno Smith's accuracy, his efficiency, and really be a total value passer or value wide receiver here. So, yeah, going with JSN number 3. What do you think about that, Coop?
JSN number 3. I mean, I like it. I have him at 7. I mean, you can't. What?
I mean, I had him at 4, so
What are you doing?
Please continue.
I'm just saying. I mean, I like it. I can see why you have him up there.
All right.
Sure.
I got Zay Flowers at 3.
Well, it's just that I have Charb also in the top 10, so it's like
You got Charb at 3?
at 10. So it's like, can you have 2? Are you gonna have 2 rookies in your offense be top 10 game changers?
Well, when you're first when 2 of
potential,
your
but
top
not
3
likely.
draft picks are offensive,
I
and
know.
it makes sense.
Because
Because we also took
Witherspoon.
Witherspoon.
We'll go
Yeah.
to Sumo over here.
Yeah, I got Zay Flowers at 3.
Wow.
That's
Best
very
wide,
high.
best wide
It is
receiver,
pretty
right?
high.
Highest wide receiver?
No.
Oh.
So yeah, I got Zay Flowers at 3.
Addison.
I think I don't know. I don't think Rashad Bateman should be forgotten, but at the same time he should kind of be cast to the side. Like there's a
That's
place
almost worse.
like there's a place
Be
on
gone.
there's a place on the bench for Mr. Rashad Bateman. And honestly, I feel bad because I loved Rashad Bateman, but he's just got a lot of foot issues. Like his foot is still bugging him.
Yeah,
and
feet just kind of mess you up.
and he got that. I think he got his. I think he had to get like a pin in his foot or something, like a screw in his foot. And I think it got taken out, but he's still having issues with it.
Yeah.
So like that's not a good sign.
Wasn't he he was an early draft pick too, right?
Yes,
This
dude, he was
past
a beast
like,
at
past
Purdue.
year?
Yeah, 2 years ago I think, 2 or 3 years ago.
Yeah.
Became out of Purdue, highly rated,
Which is crazy. Like,
phenomenal route runner. Fits that archetype we've been talking about.
I know that's what my concern is. Just to take us on a small tangent, is like we keep saying like, oh, we love these wide receiver rookies who can create a lot of space and a little smaller, but like you got guys like that,
They don't hold up.
right? They don't.
Ooh,
like
that's a good point.
They don't. And so that's the thing is we're banking on is that doesn't happen.
Yeah.
And you like to think that health injuries are less as we get more advanced in our technology, the years pass on, but like 2 years doesn't make that big of a difference.
No, that's fair.
No.
But I got Rockets up for Zay Flowers.
Yeah, Zay Flowers. I mean,
I think
a lot
he's
of
locked
people
and
are on
loaded.
him.
You
A
know,
lot of
again,
people are on him.
we all know Mark Andrews is the alpha. We already kind of talked about
Let me
this.
go ahead
but-
and just jump into number 2 because I got Zay Flowers at number 2.
Ah,
This is
got
another
that
guy.
dog in him, baby.
I see Zay Flowers coming in and being that number 1. I mean, we kind of talked about that earlier. You got Mark Andrews, sure. You got Todd Monken coming in, sprucing that offense up a little bit, making a little more pass. He's a better passer than whatever you said.
I said he wasn't top
Prophet
15.
Jay. Come on, guy. It's because he hasn't had that opportunity to show
I'm not
off.
saying
When
he's
he does
not a.
pass, he hits-
Whoa, hold on. Let me clarify for the people. He's a top 15 QB, not a top 15 passer.
So you're saying if he's not a top 15 passer, he's like
He's an elite
he's
rusher.
the best rusher ever,
Top 2, top 3,
barring injury or anything. Like
top 3.
Hey, he's got Geno as his number 1 rushing
I'm just saying,
quarterback.
it's,
Yeah, I sure do.
Lamar can pass the ball. He's proven it. That's why Andrews has to catch the ball somehow, right? He's got someone throwing to him. So why can't he do the same thing as Zay Flowers? They haven't had enough. Who they got? Odell Smell.
Odell Smell Beckham.
Say that to his face, bro. I dare you.
Oh, Smell Beckham.
Odell Smell
That's
Beckham.
what I meant. And Rashad
Smelly Beckham, baby.
You just come in and you're the wide receiver 1. That's why you're number 2 on my top 10. That's it.
Hey, congrats to you, Zay Flowers. You were running this top 10.
Dude, he's a beast.
So what have you done?
I haven't done my 2 yet.
Okay.
No. I can do it though.
Cool. Do you want to do? Okay, so you did 2.
He just did 2.
I guess I'll go next.
Okay. Yeah.
You guys are gonna hate this. I got Dijon Mustard, aka Bijan.
Come on, man.
aka Bijan
Come on.
at number 2. And now y'all are saying, what? Y'all are freaking out. Everyone, all of our Shmokers,
Everyone just crushed
they're
their
burning
car.
their houses down. They're
That's all.
crying.
I'm never eating Dijon mustard again because of this take.
Everyone's crying right now. Yeah. All right. Chill. Now, everyone's wondering, why do I got Bijan 2? Well, let me tell you. Let me spit some law down on you. Let's talk about the Atlanta Falcons as a whole. While I like Desmond Ridder, There's not much else to like about the wide receivers, the tight end, despite them taking...
There's not much liked about either of those positions, and they have probably one of the best freak tight ends ever.
Yeah, but what have they done with them? What have they done with them in 2 years?
It's the quarterback who's not been good.
Right. So here's the situation I see them in. Here's the situation I see them in. They are going to be forced to run the ball consistently. And, like, I know I'm saying a lot of down things on Bijan at number 2, but the fact that he's number 2 still, and I'm saying more down things,
that's fine.
Like, that's some fucking respect. That's a lot of respect to him. Like,
I hear you.
But I just don't see him playing as big of an impact because teams are going to know that they're really going to want to be run predominant. That's what they did last year with Algier, Cordell Patterson.
The difference being those two, in my opinion, are bums.
They're bums compared to Bijan.
Bijan is like, okay, so...
It's like Christian McCaffrey.
So earlier, I don't even know if this was on the pod or if this was when we were just spitballing before, but like I said, full confidence, Jonathan Taylor was the number 1 running back prospect of the last like 15 years. Hands down, in my opinion. Yeah. Bijan is number 2.
Wow, really?
Over Saquon.
I understand. Okay, well, that's like a close. That's a close comparison.
Okay.
But I would say, I truly believe that Bijan has everything. Like, the difference between Bijan getting, I don't know, let's just say a round number. Let's say Patterson and Algier got 300 carries last year combined.
Sure.
The difference between those two guys splitting 300 carries and performing as well as they did versus Bijan getting 300 carries, like, that's night and day to me.
Here's my worry.
In my opinion. But
yeah, I hear you. And here's my worry about the Atlanta Falcons offense is that this is not an offense that's going to find themselves in positive game scripts all the time. Their offense is not passing heavy. It's going to be rushing heavy. And so if they fall behind quickly, then they're going to have to rely on guys. They're going to have to rely on Desmond Ridder, which we have not seen a whole lot of. I'm high on Desmond Ridder, but not that high where I would project him to be an elite passer.
So I want to say something here.
Okay, please, jump in.
So would you say Bijan's pretty close to Saquon as a prospect coming into the league?
I would probably, in terms of hype or ability, in my personal determination of their ability,
as an athlete,
I'd probably go Saquon over Bijan.
How close are they?
Relatively close. Like,
how close is relative? What I'm saying is, what type of opportunity were they?
If I were to give Saquon an A+, I'd give Bijan an A.
So, Saquon, if Saquon was in this draft right now, he'd be number 1, right?
I would agree. Yeah.
Okay. So,
in terms of impact, because impact, I think for me, like impact makes a difference.
He was going to the Giants.
Yeah, which at that time,
how were they?
Not great. So probably not as huge of impact. I probably wouldn't have had him as high. But he's also he went. He was a second pick overall, right?
Let's say Saquon going to the Giants was this year. You'd still have a number 1, wouldn't you? But I mean, you might have a bias because you see what he's done. That's what I'm saying. Bijan's that guy. He is the Saquon of this draft. He's going into a spot. He's going into a team that's actually probably better than where Saquon went into. He's going to have a far bigger impact than probably Saquon did to the Giants.
I mean, we'll see. I just don't see a lot of the pieces falling around Bijan as I do my number 1.
Okay.
I mean, it's totally fair. Like, the thing with the Falcons are kind of like the unknown team. Like, no one really knows what we're going to get out of them. They're kind of similar to Carolina, I would say, where it's like, you look at last year's games, and Carolina would run it like 30 times, and they'd get like 250 yards rushing with like a bum in the backfield. Okay. And Atlanta was very much the same, where it's like, yeah, they're going to pass 13 times a game or whatever. Like, I mean, I had Atlanta pass catchers on my fantasy teams. It was miserable. It was like I was forced to walk across Legos for a mile on a track. It was miserable watching that.
Right.
But it was like everyone knew they were going to run the ball. Like, they knew what the offense was, and it just didn't matter. Yeah. So I don't know. That's why as a spoiler, I have Bijan at 1.
Yeah, I figured you both
do. I do.
Yeah.
Do. So which we've already talked about. So we might as well just who the hell is your number 1?
My number 1 is also another running back that you guys had a little bit higher up, and I got Jahmyr Gibbs
at number 1.
At number 1, I think he will have the biggest impact this year, and that's because I think he has pieces around him that allow him to exceed more than Bijan will.
Sure.
I think Gibbs has a better wide receiver core around him. I think he has just a better offense overall, a better QB that will. Just with the better QB overall, like that'll open up Gibbs, who is traditionally more of a pass catching back, to really be able to feast in that offense. If we watched him in preseason at all, like he's looked really decent. I think what I saw in his last preseason game was he was averaging like 4 to 5 yards a carry, which is
You talking about preseason?
pretty elite.
Or practice.
And so I just think I think the Lions are just more of a. Obviously they're a better offense. I think no one would disagree in this circle here that the Lions are a better offense than the Falcons, and that I just think
more of an established offense.
Overall, like he's just going to have more opportunity. He's going to have more ability to score touchdowns. He's going to have more opportunity to get first downs. He's just going to be the guy that really does it all for the Lions. I mean, I think the draft.
So you're not worried about.
I'm not worried about David Montgomery.
Okay.
I think, really, I mean, David Montgomery he's a great back, but Jahmyr Gibbs should really own the majority of the downs and really take advantage of this offense. With a quarterback who I think I hold really higher than most. I hold Jared Goff at a.
I mean,
I hold him at a close to top. I hold him at a close to a top 10 level just with how he's been improving over the years, which I've established in my QB rankings. So,
fair enough.
So that's our top 10 rookies.
Top 10,
Yeah.
Let's take a quick break before we go into our bets, and we'll be right back with you. Welcome back to Smoking Hot Takes. We're moving to our final segment, and that's gonna be Week 1 sports bets, hot takes, and you know what?
Is it
The
just
whole
We'll get into that.
we'll get into it. I got some Week 1 hot takes.
I have one Week 1.
But we're gonna kick it. The local analyst, the hot expert, C-Dog. That's why he got the job. We call him C-Dog, CDubs. C-Dubs because he gets all the bets.
It's sumo.
He's gonna lay down
those bets on the mat, baby.
He's gonna lay down some knowledge for you. C-Dubs, please take it away.
Meat is on table. So I'm bringing 2 different betting systems to the audience
Sounds
today.
complicated.
One can be used throughout the entire season.
Wow.
The other can be used through the first 4 weeks.
Wait, and so how much money could the Shmokers earn on this?
Yeah.
So running these statistics last year,
Hold on. Is this financial advice?
this is not.
Okay. Let's just.
This is a financial
financial
recommendation.
The only financial advice on this podcast comes from Coop with his fantasy takes.
Whoa! Hold on.
And you can sue him if he's wrong.
All right. I don't agree with that, but.
So I will say, last year, and I only ran these numbers last year, let that be known, but that's because I really only got into gambling last year. So last year,
When it was legal.
when it was legal. So last year,
In Seattle, huh?
last year,
Washington.
the season long system hit at a 60% clip.
60.
That's not bad.
That's not bad.
The system for the first 4 weeks of the season hit at a 72% clip.
Hot damn.
Even better.
Okay.
So we're talking a strong ROI or return on your investment, okay? So system number 1, and this can be done, this is a season-long one. This can be done with little to no knowledge. Actually, no knowledge whatsoever in the NFL.
We're laying it on you right
So
now.
you can be pretty dumb for this.
So here's what you do. And I actually learned this from a betting mentor of mine.
Wow.
And
Mr. Miyagi?
he said he does this every week with the NFL games, okay? So what you do is you look at the entire slate, all 16 games with bye weeks, 13, 14, whatever. Look at the highest point total of the week.
Okay.
You're going to take the over in the highest point total of the week. You're going to find the lowest point total of the week.
Okay.
And you're going to take the under in that point total.
Under.
60% of the time last year that hit, including so 50, it hit at least one of those 2 hit in 15 of the 18 weeks.
Wow.
In 7 out of those 15 weeks where it hit, both of those hit.
Okay.
Hot damn.
Let's see.
So, looking forward to week 1, Our highest point total is Kansas City, Detroit.
Yep.
Love
At
that game.
That's the very first game of the season. And that's going to be...
About that.
Goddamn, that's going to be...
Don't you
Everyone's going to be tuning into that game.
Don't you dare say what I'm about to say about it.
I'm not going to say nothing else.
All right.
So the point total for that one is 54.5, which is high. I'm not going to lie.
Both great offenses.
Absolutely. And pretty booty defense.
The Lions did struggle on the road last year on offense, I will say. But first game of the season, defenses are usually a little bit more porous.
Yep.
So they will allow more points. So with the system, you take the over in that game.
Okay.
Then you look at what is the lowest point total of the week.
What is the
We
C-Dog?
find ourselves at the Commanders and the Cardinals.
Oh.
Which has a point total of 39 points.
Oh.
That's even higher than
We are going to smash that under.
Yeah.
Because who is the Cardinals quarterback? Colt McCoy?
Yikes.
Toon? Me? I couldn't tell you who their quarterback's going to be. I couldn't tell you how many points they're going to score. But I will tell you this. The Commanders have a really good defense, especially a D front, like a really good front seven.
Yeah.
Cardinals' offensive line last year was terrible. Bottom 5 in the league.
Is Chris Young coming? Is he back? Or not Chris Young? Chase Young.
Chase Young. Yeah, Chase Young's back. Yeah, he's
Okay.
back.
He's back. He's feeling better
He's
than
back.
ever this year.
And again,
I would hope so. He's been injured.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. He's feeling better than ever.
like James Conner, some people are talking about James Conner as like a potential, like, oh,
I mean,
dude, he's going to get all the volume in the world.
Disgusting.
It doesn't matter when he's getting 2 yards a carry.
I got James Conner in fantasy, baby.
Well, that's
big
tough.
pick this year.
I hope you're sitting him week 1 because he ain't doing anything.
Big
I
pick
think the
this year.
Commanders blank them in week 1. And I guarantee you the Commanders are not scoring 40 points by themselves. So I would smash the under. But again, return on investment per last year, 60% of the time, you're hitting one of those two.
Okay.
And C-Dog, what's the percentage we need to score just to win? Does it make profitable over the long run? 50%
55.
plus, right?
At least
55. And like, what was that percentage you gave?
60%.
Hot damn, that sounds like a good investment. That's great financial advice from C-Dog. No, I'm just kidding. That's not financial advice.
Is it C-Dog? Are we replacing K-Dog?
C-Dog and... No, I said
C-Dubs,
C-Dog.
C-Dubs. It's C-Dubs.
K-
C-Dog.
Oh, my bad.
It's all good. All good.
K-Dog and C... The
K-Dog's listening right now like,
K-Dog-
what happened to me?
K-Dog,
He's
K-Dog is
heartbroken.
fuming right now.
He's growling. He's...
So that's system number 1. System number 2. Again, this one hit at a higher clip, 72%
Whoa.
hit rate last year.
That's
Okay,
almost
I'm moving-
$0.75 of a dollar.
and
I
again,
might move to Vegas.
this is
go to
only
bro.
so this is only through the first 4 weeks of the season.
Okay.
And I'm bringing this forth because I lost a bet last week in week 1.
Okay.
I put money on the Bengals to beat the Steelers.
In preseason.
No, in week 1 at Pittsburgh, and what happened? The Steelers won in overtime. So
Oh.
here's the
Oh,
system.
this is last year.
This was last year, right?
Okay,
So
okay.
here's the system.
Last year, week 1.
Okay.
You
and-
lost me too for a second.
No. And so last year, in week 1, the system went 4-1. In week 2, the system went 4-1. In week 3, it went 4-3. In week 4, it went 3-1. Here's what we're gonna do. In the early part of the season, if you have a divisional game, you're gonna take the home team. It doesn't matter who the teams are, you take the home team. In those games last year, the home team won 72% of the time. And I'm just talking money line, I'm not talking
Wow.
spread.
That's a high
But in those
percentage.
early games, you want to take the home
Same
teams.
division.
Against a division opponent.
Interesting.
In week 1, we have 2, 4, 6. We have 8 games. 8 divisional games
Not
week
parlaying
1.
these at all, are you?
No. These are just single bets, right?
Straight up.
We have Atlanta
Could you imagine?
hosting Carolina in
Yeah.
week 1.
Okay.
Okay. We have Cleveland hosting Cincinnati in week 1.
Oh, don't love
Scary,
that. Don't
scary,
love that.
but
It's a great game.
what's the ROI
What's the
on it?
spread? What's the spread is my question.
Cleveland, it's Cincinnati's favored by 1.5 points.
Oh.
Wow.
Why is it so low, you ask?
Yeah.
Perhaps Vegas knows that the ROI is
Vegas
high on this.
knows.
Okay?
Okay.
That's gross.
Colts are hosting the Jaguars. Admittedly, I don't like that one. But again, I'm a Jags fan. Jags are 3.5 point favorites in that one. Again, kind of a sus line.
Is taking the favorites on these?
No, it's taking the home team.
Oh, the home team.
The home
Okay.
team, right?
Yeah.
Seahawks hosting the Rams. I don't think anyone here is opposed to smashing
No.
the Seahawks in
No,
that one.
no,
Okay.
no.
Broncos are hosting the Raiders. Broncos are 4-point
that.
favorites right now.
That's a.
Isn't
I
that
can see
kind
that.
of sus? A
I
little
do kinda
sus,
like
right?
that Jimmy Garoppolo kind of storyline coming.
Bears are hosting the Packers. Bears are hosting Green Bay in week 1, and the Bears are favored by 1.5. We have the Jets. Jets are hosting the Bills in week 1. That's Monday Night Football.
I like that.
Right?
Be a fun game to watch.
Here's my favorite one, and I'm so glad that K-Dog's not here. The Giants are hosting the Cowboys.
Oh,
wow.
We're smashing the Giants at home. Giants are 3.5 point underdogs. If you want to take the Giants plus the points, if you want to be like that, you can. I'm taking Giants money line.
Wow, what an interesting money line.
Money line. You know what I'm saying? I'm saying Vegas, keep your points. I don't need them.
Wow.
Giants are winning week 1.
And do we know the odds on that money line? That sounds like some
probably
so
they're
plus 120,
they're 3.5.
130?
No, it's probably like plus 150 because they're
That's
3.5
money.
point dogs. But
folks, if you need to earn some money, hot damn.
Again, the
Not
system
financial
is
advice.
First 4 weeks of the season, if there's a divisional game, take the home team. And I know, like I said, we were reading those off. Some of those are really gross, like the Colts at hosting the Jags, Cleveland hosting Cincinnati. Those are games, like, personally, if you get spooked off of them, I have absolutely no issue with that. Like,
why not just flip
I
one
wouldn't
of them
bet
you don't
those.
like? You know,
because I did that last year
but
with.
yeah, out of all the weeks you said, there was at least one that didn't go your
true.
way.
It's
So
true.
what if you pick that one? You get all 5. You know?
Yeah, you could try that, but I'm just staying
Give it a
off.
shot. If you don't feel good about it, it's not like this isn't a parlay. You don't need to get all of them right.
No.
If you don't like one, just swap it because you know one's always gonna not work out.
But speaking of week 1 bets, based off of this system,
Yeah.
I am personally on Falcons money line. We're gonna trust the Falcons.
Whoa.
We're gonna trust the Falcons with the system against the Panthers. Okay.
Okay.
Minus 118 for those interested.
Yeah. We're gonna take Giants money line.
Wow.
We're
Huge. That's going to be... Hold on, let me check that. Minus 115.
And we're also... No. That's got to be...
Oh, money line. Plus 136.
Yeah, plus 136.
My bad, folks.
And then scroll back up to the Falcons one. Falcons money line, I think it's minus 164.
No, I got that wrong. Yeah, my bad.
Yeah, all good.
To the Shmokers out there, you know why I'm messing up. Minus 164.
I just actually cut all that out, so you don't know why he's apologizing.
And then the other one I'm on is Broncos minus 4. I would take Broncos minus 4. That's minus 110. And I know it's super weird, but that's one of those ones where you see the line and it doesn't really make much sense if you look at last year's things. But it's like, okay, home team, divisional game. It's going to be rocking. We're up in Mile High. Maybe Vegas isn't adjusted to the altitude, perhaps. There's some question marks on Vegas' offense. I think Broncos actually win that game pretty comfortably.
So are those 3 your ones that you're most comfortable with? That you most feel confident with?
In the system, those are the 3 I feel most confident with. And I will be putting money on these.
Wow.
As well as the over and the under that I talked about earlier.
Yeah. Coop, do you have any feelings about this?
No.
No, you feel good? You're putting money on them too?
Yeah, I told him I'd like to just double whatever he puts on and I'll just take the half. I mean, I might give him a percentage because, he's the one that came up with this, but I think that'd be a great little system.
I mean, the stats back it up. So, what's to complain?
Yeah.
So, I'll go into this is the Prophet J. I'll reduce the Prophet part of my name for this part of the take. I'm just Jay here. I'm not prophesizing these gambling. But if I was a betting man, this is what I would take, and I am a betting man. Although sometimes I'm too lazy to go to the casino. So my first pick that I like might be shocking to some people is I like the Niners as the favorite. They're a 2.5 favorite, and they are playing the Steelers that week. And that's because
you're taking the Niners in that game?
Niners by 2.5.
Where is that?
It's in Pittsburgh.
It's in Pittsburgh.
I don't know, man.
And that's because I have a lot of faith in this Niners offense and this defense particularly. I'm not high on the Steelers this year. I don't see them taking a huge leap.
Okay.
So, will I put money on this? Yes.
Isn't that why you're... Yeah,
yes.
You would.
I don't hate it. I would just say the only thing is it's kind of a suspicious line because if you just look at last year's results, it's like the 49ers would pummel the Steelers.
Yeah.
So it begs the question, why is it only minus 2.5? Why is it not more?
Yeah.
And interestingly enough, I was following this line for actually since like June because I was in Arizona.
Okay.
I placed some bets already for week 1 back then. But the line then was 49ers -4. So it's trending towards the Steelers. So either a lot of money is coming in on the Steelers +4 or Vegas knows something.
I wonder why. It might be because they have a top receiving core.
Okay.
I guess we'll find out week 1.
I'm just saying.
Find out week 1.
I think.
But I would, if, gun to my head, I would take 49ers -2.5.
It's going to be a little bit better than people think.
Yeah.
So, there's a lot. It's at home. They're a good team. They got the pieces, just like 49ers do. So, I don't know why you'd be so confident
Hey,
on the Niners.
Steelers stole my money last year, week 1, so.
Yeah.
It's, you know what? As any betting is, it's a gut feeling.
Yeah.
That's fair. You got any more?
Yeah, I got another one, which I'm failing to find right now. But I got Philadelphia Eagles.
Oh, yeah.
Which, last time I checked, they were -4.5 on... I can't find their game.
They're playing the Patriots.
The Patriots, that's what it was.
It's in Foxborough, but another game that it doesn't make any sense to me why they're only 4.5. They're gonna blow them out.
That one I don't get.
They might win by 45.
That's
they
what
don't
I'm.
have a quarterback.
And maybe that's what the consumers
They don't have
are
a wide
worried
receiving
about.
core.
Yeah.
They have a good defense, but that's basically it. And they have the Bill Belichick factor, but the 4.5,
Eagles.
that's sus. I don't really get it.
Dude, bet it up. Go
the
minus
Philadelphia
13.5.
Eagles in my projections. They're a team that's going to be making. They're going to be making the NFC
What, a Super Bowl
championships.
run?
They're going to be making a Super Bowl run.
Plus 800.
What? I don't get it. And then my last pick, which goes against what CDubs is projecting, is the Bengals.
Hey, there's one game every week.
1.5 against the Browns. And that simply comes from me solely believing that, it's hard to say because if Joe Burrow is not a part of this team in week 1 due to his injury, that says a whole lot. That shows a whole lot more. But given that Joe Burrow's back in town, he is working, he's playing with Higgins, with Chase, with Boyd, with Mixon. I'm not high on the Browns this year. We all know that by now. I'm not high on Watson. I'm not high on what's the number 1's bum ass name?
Cooper,
Amari Cooper. I'm not high on the Cooper.
How's he?
The only guy I'm high on in the Browns offense is Chubb. And if they brought back Kareem
I
Hunt.
was going to say DTR or something.
And DTR, for that matter.
Did you hear him last podcast?
Yeah. Yeah, I did.
He was talking like
DTR
What the heck was
DTR is
that?
going to take over. Yeah. I still stick to that like 4 days later.
Was that your last one?
So that was my 3. So just to recap real quick, I got 49ers -2.5, Bengals -1.5, Eagles 4.5. I wouldn't mind taking that on a parlay, but that's not necessarily what I'm doing.
You know what I'm going to say here? I got one for this week. I've already talked to both of you about this. This is what you guys are going to hear from me.
Yeah,
But-
I know where you're going with this.
It's Detroit Lions against the Kansas City Chiefs. I like narratives when I look at some betting a little bit. It's like Chiefs is coming off the Super Bowl. You got Kelsey fighting people and screaming. It's just like a weird vibe to me right now. And if they start off the season with a loss to Detroit, who's restoring the roar? Yeah.
Restore the roar!
Think of the narrative. They just come out. They come to the Arrowhead. They beat Mahomes in a shootout.
So you think they're going to win straight up? No
Yes,
points?
They're going to win.
You're saying forget the points? You're taking the money line.
What's the
Taking
odds?
the money line.
What's the odds?
Incredible.
It's minus 295 for the Chiefs.
So it's all the way up at the top.
Plus 240 for
Plus
the Lions.
240.
Yeah.
That's some good money, boys.
The over-under, 54.5. There's going to be a lot of points scored in this game. 2 great offenses, 2 bad defenses.
Take the over.
So, take the over, take the Lions. They're gonna start this narrative, restore the roar. Well, hey, what's happening in Detroit? Third year for Dan Campbell. It's a good offense. Let's just see what happens. I just wanted to get out there. I like them.
All right.
I believe those in the space call that a donation. But we will see. We will see.
Go ahead. Or you're winning a lot of money.
I would also throw out a prior discussion. I would throw out Commanders -6 as well. I think again.
Wow.
They're gonna
And who are they
absolutely
playing?
the Cardinals.
The Cardinals.
Yeah. Like I talked about it a couple minutes ago.
Yeah.
the Cardinals aren't going to score a point.
I mean, Commanders are minus 255 on that game.
Yeah, dude. I would take Commanders minus 9.5, to be honest. I would buy up the points and say minus 9.5. I think they, honestly, minus 13.5. Like, I don't think it's going to be close, but we'll see.
And Shmokers out there, if you're looking for a surefire bet, it's that Mariners make the playoffs.
All right. This is a football podcast. So the Seahawks making the playoffs is what you're talking about.
The Hawks making the Super Bowl. All right. Well, with that, you've now heard our top wide receiver cores, top rookies.
You've had enough of us.
You heard our bets for week 1, and you're
2
like,
hours, 20 minutes of us is
and you're
floundering.
like,
I get it. You want to leave?
You're like, I'm too hot. I'm sweating out here because the hot takes
You just ate a lot of chili peppers.
are outgrowing me.
Smoke
So we're gonna
shit out
leave
of your
you.
ears.
We're gonna leave you now. Thank you, CDubs, for joining the pod
Yeah,
today.
thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Thanks for coming on.
Thanks for having me.
I love your knowledge.
And we're gonna wrap it
I
up.
love to hear it all.
We'll see you soon. We'll
And
catch you next episode.
we're-
And drop a follow.
And we're looking forward to K-Dog coming back. We need some barks up in here, all right?
Woo woo. Adios.
Peace.
See ya.